while parked, your no-claim discount is safe. Can your motor insurance do that? With comprehensive cover as standard, excesses apply. Underwritten by UK Insurance Limited.
It's time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. With stunning HD video, crisp audio, and instant wireless sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
Hello, sir. So you're interested in our Vivaro van with up to
4 years warranty?
Exactly.
Left
Plus
on
up to
the 4 years servicing.
Right again. And 4 years.
He thought Sam would remember, but he was around in those high-blown
British brand since 1903. Conditional sale. 4 years, 0% APR. Minimum 18% deposit plus VAT at 20% on total price. Finance by Vauxhall Finance, subject to status. 18 plus. Business users only. T's and C's, mileage limitations and exclusions apply.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
With the latest, I'm Serena Farrow. Israel has attacked Iranian positions in Syria. It says it's in response to missiles being fired at its forces in the Golan Heights. Israel's Prime Minister says Iran has crossed the line. A Washington correspondent for Iran International, a television channel based in the UK, has been speaking to Talk Radio. Nagar Maltazavi says things have certainly changed from when Obama was in power.
Saudi Arabia was also one of the opponents of the Iran deal. They were very worried about the negotiations. They also tried to influence President Obama without much success. And then when President Trump came into power, his first foreign trip was to Riyadh to Saudi Arabia, and that just seems like that's kind of the new allyship with Saudi Arabia and Israel with the U.S. administration is very much stronger.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump will meet the leader of North Korea on June the 12th. The U.S. president confirmed there'll be a summit in Singapore and says it'll be a special moment for world peace. Talk Radio has been told Dame Barbara Windsor is thrilled with the response from the public after revealing she has Alzheimer's. Her husband told The Sun they found out back in 2014, but the former EastEnders star's symptoms have since grown worse. Journalist Jane Moore broke the story and explained to us how Scott Mitchell decided to speak out on his wife's behalf.
He can no longer leave her in the house on her own because she panics and wonders what's happening. So it just became, it was a bit like living in a pressure cooker. And he just wants her to be able to leave the house. He said she completely comes alive when the public talk to her.
A new outbreak of Ebola has claimed its first life in the Democratic Republic of Congo. 11 people have also been taken ill by the virus. Unions have expressed their disappointment at the news BT is going to cut 13,000 jobs worldwide over the next 3 years. Around two-thirds of those will go in the UK, but the company will also hire 6,000 new people here. Philippa Child is the National Secretary for the Prospect Union and says many of those who go are very experienced.
Lots of our members are involved in innovation, and actually we think that BT needs their expertise if they are going to gear themselves up to be successful in the future.
Let's take a look at the weather then, and tonight will be dry for many with plenty of clear spells. Frosty in parts though, particularly north and west, becoming windy there towards dawn.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Oh, here we go. Good evening, dear listener. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I have to say, tonight's show is dedicated. It's great that we've got loads of people listening to us and lots of new different people listening to us and stuff. But Stacey is listening to us for the first time tonight, Catherine. Stacey has defected from London's biggest C word, and this is her message. I usually listen to London's biggest C word at this time, but you look like much more fun at this hour. So she welcomes Stacey. You are welcome to the show. She's also a fan of Steve Allen. That's fine. That's fine.
One step at a time.
One step at a time. Bum, bum. You gotta put all your love on the line. One step at a time. What song was that?
One step at a time.
By? Oh, come on.
Eurovision.
Yeah, go on. Who was it? Dun, dun. He makes the biggest,
I'm seeing this.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Air grabbing.
There's a lot of that.
Pushing out.
There's a lot of that.
Drag it back in.
Here we go. Let's find out.
Oh, Cliff.
Oh, no. I would say that it's our generation's Cliff.
Andrew Stone.
Here we go.
Paul Davis, Victor Stratton, and music as well, of course. It was my pleasure to present them.
What's the entrance?
With the award when they won the Song for Europe.
What?
642.
Oh, I missed tell.
We're going to jump forward a little bit.
Because he is really the class performer. Tax this song.
Here we go. What's this entrance? This is one of the greatest entrances in rock and roll.
For this one, he directed the orchestra.
Ronald Hazelhurst. Ronald!
Great popular figure. Flaring light.
Here we go.
Lovely complexion. Here he comes. Watch him attack this. Michael Ball. One step at a time.
Michael Ball.
There! Pwah!
Go back.
Yeah!
Did you hear someone sneak one out there?
What, someone farted?
I heard,
No.
Yes.
Watch him attack.
He's nervous, probably. Watch him punch the air.
The United Kingdom.
Listen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Someone does.
It was you, wasn't it, Michael?
He's nervous.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, look. He plays the little bong bong bongs. Bam bam bam. Watch his hands. Look. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Stacey. This is completely visual. Watch him play the bongs. Bam bam bam.
Oh.
There we go. Well, apparently it's Eurovision. It's not Eurovision tonight. It's the semis tonight. And I look like the guy from Montenegro.
Do you?
Now, did Scott Mills actually say he looks like a young Iain Lee, or was that some wag on Twitter? But I had several people, 3, tweet me, oh, Iain Lee's representing Montenegro. And I looked, and what they mean is it's a sallow-faced youth with dark eyes who looks like he wishes he was dead. Is that the look that I've been cultivating all these years? Outrageous. Well, one person will know is this Muppet. Evening, Caddick.
Hi, boss.
Have you been watching the Eurovision?
No, but only one day I watched Eurovision, and I had the grand final on Saturday.
Okay, so you don't watch any of the heats, none of the semis, you don't even like that. You're not a semi-watcher.
Ireland got through.
Okay.
I keep following UK and Ireland.
Yes. Well, you wouldn't want to follow any of the foreigners, would you?
No, because I remember, I haven't watched Eurovision since Terry Wogan left.
No. Oh, I found a really good Beatles. Listen to this Beatles album that I found. Right. Yeah. Let's start with this. Listen to this. This is great. I found this today. Now, the album cover claims they're panpipes. They ain't panpipes.
No, it's like steel drums.
No, it's like crap Bon Tempi Casio. Anyway, so that's tonight's music is... Oh, and then I've just seen the video. Can we stop the show? Can I go home? I've not had a great day, Alan. Can I go home and just fall down the YouTube rabbit hole? Because the next video is 6 minutes long, the Beatles aging together. And it's pictures of the four Beatles aging. Oh, man!
Is that from childhood?
Is that what?
Is that from childhood?
From 1960 up to 2017.
Well, it worked for 2 of them.
Well, he's not wrong. Maybe they showed their decomposing corpses.
Oh, stop!
You just don't know, Alan. You just don't know. What wit and wisdom do you have for us this evening?
I've got a query for you, Ian.
Okay.
Are you busy next Thursday?
Sorry?
Are you busy next Thursday?
Say yes.
I probably am. Why's that?
Because there's a memorial service for one of your former colleagues.
All right, don't tell me who. Who do I know that's died?
He was a pioneer of local radio.
Right, so someone I don't know then.
And he worked for a corporation.
Right, yes.
And he...
Oh, Dale Winton?
No.
Oh.
If I said WM.
The guy whose name escapes me.
Ed Doolan.
Ed Doolan. Well, say colleague. I mean, I never met the fella. I never listened to WM's output. Apart from Caroline Martin, I never listened to WM's output.
I've met her.
Oh, well, there you go, Alan. So have I. Very nice lady. Thanks very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. Stacey may be regretting... Was it Stacey who was dedicating the show? She may be regretting the decision to switch. She may have gone back. We may have lost her already.
Do something.
Okay, let's go to George. Good evening, George.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello, George. Salutations and greetings.
Thank you so much. Do you remember where we left it yesterday?
Somewhere in space, wasn't it?
No, I was going to...
Oh, yes.
Try to encourage you to become leader of the Wonder Party, the party to end all political parties.
What would being leader of the Wonder Party entail?
Not a lot.
I like that. I like the sound of that bit.
Officially, I mean, to register a party officially, you need a leader and a treasurer, and then you can be an official party and stand in elections and all the rest of it.
Yes.
And the leader really doesn't have to do anything at all. The treasurer has to do a bit of paperwork a couple of times a year.
Yes.
And it would just be fantastic. It would be a fantastic news story standing on Ronnie Carroll's European Utopia vision. You know, it was on his election leaflet. He died a few weeks before the election in 2015.
Unlucky.
But he got 113 votes, even though he was dead.
Lucky.
And I stood on the same platform in 2017.
Yeah, how many did you get?
61.
You got
Less than a dead man.
You got half of what Ronnie got when he was passed away. Wow.
But if I could just read out what his election leaflet said.
Read it out, please do.
Ronnie Carroll's European Utopia. Leisure-oriented, demilitarised, cashless, and completely tax-free.
Same old nonsense.
Except for an automatic service charge on every electronic money transaction. The continent is made up of interactive wonder city states, including Moscow, that together with their satellite towns, resorts and villages are populated by happy, smiley people enjoying more than comfortable everyday lives thanks to a loverment that manifests its largesse through the marvellously programmed workings of an all-embracing philanthropic bank of a zillion wonders.
Yes.
Fun employment.
Fun employment? Hang on a minute. That's a new one. Why have you not mentioned fun employment before?
I don't know.
Wait, how does fun employment work?
Do you get fun employment benefits?
Everyone effectively works for the bank's wonder currency, and the bank's wonder currency works effectively for everyone. It's going to be just about as lovely as we can imagine lovely being.
Lovely.
Ronnie left us a zillion wonders with which to change the world.
And a series of clues on where to find them.
One wonder is worth £1, and from the age of 13, everybody everywhere will receive each day their daily bread. 100 wonders. A bank of a zillion wonders will rearrange our world. God's gift to humanity will be soon unfurled.
And it's only got 113 votes. George, listen, there are several reasons why I'm genuinely, I'm thrilled and I'm honoured, and part of me is thinking, do it. Here's the reasons why I can't do it, right? One, because at the moment my life is a complete car crash, and I'm going through the very stressful things of buying a house, getting a divorce, and hating myself. So taking on something, however nominal the role may be, would be a little bit too much for me. And two, I still like to occasionally do work for the BBC. And if I were the leader of a political party, I suspect my impartiality would be, this is a good one, would be out the window, and I wouldn't be able to get work for the BBC.
We'll take over the BBC.
Wow! Now we're talking. Suddenly I'm back in. He wants to take over the BBC, Kath.
Didn't Noel Edmonds have a similar idea?
Are you going to whisper to me off mic, don't do it again, or...?
The Bank of a Zillion Wonders will take over everything. It's just a really lovely vision, very mystical, magical, musical, and marvelous. And it would be such a good story if you would just say yes, even if we were only pretending and it was just in the film we're going to be making.
I'll come and pretend in the film we're going to be making, but I can't do it for real, George.
Okay, no, let's do it in the film then. In the film, you become the Wizard of Wonders, and you lead the way to.
George, I'm there.
You're there.
I'm there.
Great.
I'm there. George, thank you very much, mate. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers, my dears. Ta-ta. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. People now calling me out on what I did and didn't listen to when I used to work at BBC WM. Well, you didn't listen to Molly then? She was on after you. No, she was on before me. It doesn't matter.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
You've been sacked from so many places since then.
Well, 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. What's your name?
Oh, Caroline?
There we go. And this is on TalkSport.
Talk Radio. Listen. Phone. Talk.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
The Sunday Times and Skoda are back with the Alternative Rich List, filled with the year's most inspiring people who've challenged us all to be driven by something different. Join Julia Hartley-Brewer at breakfast as she finds out just what motivates some people to relentlessly follow their dreams, realizing success and a life of fulfillment. Investigate the Sunday Times Alternative Rich List all this week with Julia Hartley-Brewer at breakfast on Talk Radio with Skoda, driven by something different.
Right, sandcastle's finished. So, what now? Swimming, crazy golf, tennis, the arcades, the water slides?
All of them.
Ready to join millions of families across the UK and Europe on a halts from £15 only with the Sun? Oh yeah! Pick up the Sun and start collecting this Saturday. T's and C's apply.
At Tesco Mobile, we want to make your mobile life a little better. It's why we offer Anytime Upgrade Flex. Flexible tariffs that can change down or up to suit your needs. Another little thing that makes a big difference. Tesco Mobile. Every little helps.
12 to 36 month contract and credit agreement. 0% APR Tesco Mobile Limited. Standard UK landline and mobiles. Home from home destinations. Effective next bill. Flexing down or up once per month. UK residents 18 plus. Purchase required subject to status. T's and C's at tescomobile.com/terms.
Cast your mind back and think. Were you ever contacted out of the blue for a pension review? Were you advised to move your work or personal pension into a SIP, self-invested personal pension?
Yes, I was.
You could be due thousands if you were missold. Money Redress are trusted claim specialists in pension and investment mis-selling. They'll manage the whole claim for you on a no payout, no fee basis, so you can't lose. Text WIN to 85077.
There are some bad words you can't say on the radio, like and. However, there's one word you can say that Jaguar find very offensive. Humdrum. From its eye-catching aerodynamic design to that unmistakable Jaguar roar, the Jaguar XE is anything but humdrum. Starting from just £289 per month on Jaguar personal contract hire. Only £289? That's great. Find your nearest retailer at jaguar.co.uk. Jaguar, the art of performance.
Initial rental £3,446. 24-month term. Subject to status. 10,000 miles per annum. Mileage and return conditions apply. Offer ends 30th of June. Available at participating retailers only. Visit jaguar.co.uk.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you are new listening to us, thank you. We're on Monday to Fridays, 10 till 1. You can call in about absolutely anything you want. Well, I've got stuff to talk about, bits and pieces that are going on that I've seen in the papers or that's happening in my life, and You are welcome to ring in about any of those things, or if you want to talk about a big news story, you can do it. I'm just kind of aware that at 10:20, if we talk about a big news story, I don't actually know what's been happening in the news today, but if we talk about a big news story, all the other shows, it'll be old by now. And also, it's just a bit boring. If you want that, there are so many other... I can think of 5 other stations you could go to right now to talk about the same old... boring, miserable things. So we're going to talk about different boring, miserable things. It's still going to be boring, it's still going to be miserable, and there's still going to be things, but they will be different. The way it works, very simple, 0344 499 1000. You'll speak to Sam, he'll take your name and number, and he will give you a call back and just put you straight on. That's it. So it's on our dime. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. It is Eurovision season. I think Eurovision should be put out of its misery. I think it should be executed. Why haven't... And again, I don't want to put ideas in terrorists' heads, but I'm cleverer than terrorism, right? If I were ISIS, right, I would get my country to pick me as the act, and then live on stage, I would set off a bomb, set off a suicide vest or something like that. I would do that. My tongue is ever so slightly in my cheek, but actually it's kind of not, because it's seen worldwide by something like 1 billion people watch Eurovision. And terrorism, the point of it is to create terror and fear and division and anger and hatred. So doing something like that in front of 1 billion people at something that is considered to be, like we're coming up, I believe it's this week, maybe this week, the anniversary of the Ariana Grande concert, the bomb there, a year. We were on the air for that. A year has gone since that. And the reason it was done there, from what I can gather, is it was because it was a sign of decadent Westernism, Western idealism, and it was people enjoying themselves. It was pop concerts are, for the most part, loving and fun, and this was obviously populated with a lot of kids, and it was it offended everybody, rightly so, and it created anger and fear and division and all of that stuff. So doing something like that at Eurovision would be that on a more worldwide scale. I'm not saying that in any way to demean what happened a year ago, of course not, but you've got an audience of 1 billion people to put terror
I would hope
into.
And think that the security would be absolutely airtight.
Do you think when Michael Ball did it, 1992, they strip searched him? I don't think so.
Well, I mean,
I don't think so.
Everyone wanted to strip search Michael Ball
Yay!
in 1992.
In it though.
But yeah, but it was a different world then.
All right, Engelbert Humperdinck, 5 years ago.
Nah.
They wouldn't have strip searched him.
No. What are you saying?
I'm saying Engelbert Humperdinck is I don't even know if he's a sleeper. I think he's Osama bin Laden. You ever seen him in the same room?
No.
There we go. Do you see proof? If proof need be. A year since Ariana Grande. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's incredible. Obviously, we were on the air and everyone was it was horrendous. It was horrendous. And I saw on Channel 5 they've got a little documentary 1 year on. I'm trying to remember what the date is. Maybe it's next week. Maybe it's next week. 'Cause it's Thursday today. 1 year on from that, talking to people who whose lives were impacted by it, whether they be doctors or helpers, emergency services, or parents or kids or whatever. And that was a grim old night, wasn't it? That was a grim old night. That was a grim night for us, and we were at the other end of the country, just listening to it. So one can only begin to imagine how grim it was for people who were there, or parents who weren't there but knew that their kids were there.
It was so shocking, and that was the thing. It was such a soft target, and those poor, for the most part, little girls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, ISIS and they're tough guys. Oh, no. These Muslim extremists, they're tough guys. They're the tough guys. Yeah. Which infidels shall we slaughter today? I was thinking maybe some 8 and 9-year-old girls who were, just happy at seeing their pop hero. I like it. It's just
wickedness, isn't it?
Oh, it's a bit beyond anything. It's the absolute scumbags. Speaking of scumbags, So here's the thing, guys. As you may know, my life is kind of in free fall at the moment, but I think I'm about to land in a haystack. I think. If you fell, how some people have jumped out of aeroplanes without parachutes and survived.
Right.
Right. What is the highest height you could fall out of an aeroplane without a parachute or one that doesn't work and still be alive, not be mush on the ground? Still be alive.
Oh, yeah. So we're not talking about being intact. You could have, broken legs.
Everything could be broken. As long as you're able to go, well, that was lucky. As long as you're able to do that, that counts. What's the highest? That's the highest. 0344 499 1000. And you landed on the ground. I've not even got onto the thing of landing on a haystack yet. No. That's a different question. Landing on a haystack, because that will give you some support. Unless the needle was right at the top. Oof. Imagine that.
Oh.
Found that needle you wanted. Where is it now? Right up my jacksie.
The one time you don't want to find
The one time you don't want to find a needle.
I don't know, because I don't have a very good history of landing well. As you know, from just standing up.
From walking, isn't
falling
it?
over. I nearly went the other day. I'm due a fall. And I do pull them a fall. I do stack it.
Whenever I go out with Catherine, which is far too often, unfortunately, but it's just the way life has turned out, I will, if the floor is a little wet or slippery, I'll say, look out, Kath, it's a Kath trap. And I will take her by the elbow, because A, I'm a gentleman, and B, when she falls over...
Really go?
So embarrassing for me. It is so... I'm mortified.
Where have I fallen? I've fallen in... We went for a pizza once.
Posh pizza.
In Manchester, I fell as we were crossing the road. Remember that? Yeah. Really hurt myself that time.
Yeah.
Grazed my hands and everything.
All right, mate. Did you like my 6-year-old saying, Daddy, I really cut my knee badly
in the
today.
street on the South Bank, I fell. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Nearly fell the other day, as I said, crossing the street. I'm always doing it.
Okay, well, if you have...
it's not like... I've got a very low centre of gravity, so there's no excuse.
Well, weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Now, if you want to tell us where Kath has fallen, 0344...
Fell off my friend.
Okay, oh, dirty Mick. Let's go to Mick. Good evening, Mick.
Hello!
Hello, Mick!
I believe the world record is held by an air hostess who fell 32,000 feet after a plane was blew up and survived.
No one fell 32... What, did she land in the sea?
I don't know where she landed. If you look at the internet, I think it's 32,000 feet, a plane was blown up and she survived.
Hang on a minute. When was this? What plane was blown up and a woman fell out of it?
It was back in the 80s.
You're literally just making things up, aren't you, Mick?
No, look on the internet.
No!
No!
Oh, well, he's gone.
Yeah. It's fact.
Is it?
Yeah.
But did she land in the sea? That doesn't count.
Right, here we go. This is from the Telegraph.
Yes.
We believe the Telegraph, right?
Yeah.
40 years on, woman who survived 33,000 foot fall still faces questions. Ah, does she? A woman who survived 33,300 foot fall still faces questions over her ordeal 40 years to the day after a mysterious mid-air explosion sent her tumbling through the air on her record-breaking plunge.
Right.
Vesna Vulovic, then a flight attendant in 1972, she was on board a Yugoslav Airlines DC-9 bound for Copenhagen when an explosion ripped the aircraft apart over Czechoslovakia. Rescue workers found Ms. Vulovic in a mangled segment of the aircraft's tail, alive despite suffering from serious injuries that initially left her paralysed from the waist down. None of the 22 other passengers and crew survived. An investigation concluded that flight JAT 367 had been destroyed while cruising at 33,000 feet by a bomb planted by Croatian separatists. For her remarkable survival,
I don't believe...
Ms. Vulovic won a mention in the Guinness Book of Records.
I don't believe any of this story.
It's true.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that story.
Mystery surrounds the crash. No one claimed responsibility. There were never any arrests. And in 2009, 2 German journalists claimed the Czechoslovak Air Force had shot down the DC-9 by mistake at an altitude of perhaps just 2,600
So there you go, you see.
As it tried to make an emergency landing.
CJ, are you buying any of this?
Not buying any of that.
CJ's not buying any of it.
She says she can't remember.
No, of course she can't, because it didn't happen.
Listen to this. This is so 70s.
Here we go.
The last thing she remembers is greeting the passengers as they boarded. Her next memory, she said, is waking up in a Czech hospital and asking the doctor for a cigarette.
There we go.
I mean, there are some places on planes you can sit and survive plane crashes, I know, but...
the best place, isn't it the rear? The rear is the best place. Because if the front of the plane impacts into the ground, it crushes everything and pushes everything back. So people in first class are screwed. The people in cattle class are the ones that stand a better chance of surviving.
You want to be in the tail. She was.
There we go. Yeah.
So to speak.
I would never been asked to. I would refuse, CJ, if the plane were going down, I would refuse to adopt the brace position. You know the brace position when you put your head between your legs? I'd refuse to adopt it, CJ.
Why is that?
Because, it doesn't help you stay alive. You know why they want you to do the brace position? Shall I tell you why they want you to do the brace position?
Surprise me.
So that, your teeth remain intact.
Oh, okay.
So they can identify the bodies via the dental records. That's all it is. It's not because you stand a better chance of surviving. It's to make sure your mouth isn't severely damaged and your teeth are easily identifiable. Well, I'm sorry, right? If your plane is going down,
You don't want to be helpful.
I'm not going to do anything to help, unless my help would make the plane stay up. I'm not helping you. You have ballsed up enough to either allow someone to come on and take over this plane, or have a deranged pilot or a mechanical fault. I'm not helping you. You should be helping me.
You know, I watched the first time ever before flying.
Yeah.
The first episode of Lost.
Oh yeah.
And I was on a plane the next day, and I've not been on a plane.
Yeah. So it's about a plane crash, for those who don't know what Lost is. It's about a plane crash.
That was fun. And then on the last day in Cyprus, there was a bomb scare on a plane, so that was also great.
There we go. Now, here's what I don't get, right? People always complaining. Lazy right-wing pantcasters are always complaining. Oh, I went on the airplane today. I took my shoes and my belt off. What is the... We're letting the terrorists win. Here's the thing, right? The reason we take our shoes off is because of Richard Reed, the shoe bomber who had a bomb hidden in his shoe, right? It's a pain in the arse. Taking the belt off, it's a pain in the... But that's it.
What about the underpants bomber?
Well, let's get on to him in a minute. Here's the thing, right? If it takes me an extra... I always get to the airport, international, 2 hours before... At least 2 hours before I fly. I tend to get there about 3.5 hours, because I'm, But if I have to spend an extra hour, 2 hours in an airport, and that makes the chance of that plane being blown up significantly less, guess what, idiots? I'm quite happy to do that.
Well, the reason I actually called in was to talk about the Manchester thing, funnily enough.
Okay, go on then.
I had a few friends that were there on the night.
Wow.
One of them worked on the security, and he was a musician in one of my shows, and it, brought back a few memories thinking about what happened, like, the next few days after the attack. And the local council in Stockport, they cancelled an event in the middle of Stockport, a big music event, and we thought, hang on, that's the worst thing you can do, I suppose. But I decided after that, I thought, no, I'm not having that. I'm going to do my own sort of tribute to it, and we got all these people to come down and let balloons off and light candles. And
yeah.
By the end of the week, we had like hundreds of flowers lay around, and it touched everyone. Really.
Oh, it did. It was huge, and it was horrendous. And we all at the time talked about how it would change our lives forever, and we would never go to concerts again. And what's interesting, and what I think is very human, is how quickly, not that we forgot what happened and those that were killed and those that were injured at all, but how quickly the majority of us have reverted back to pretty normal behaviour that was going on before.
Tell you what, I've changed. I started giving blood.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, do you remember the day after when there was queues round the corner to try and give blood? And it'd been something I've been meaning to do. My mum's always done it, and it was just the jolt I needed, and I'm a regular blood donor.
Yeah, I've done the same as that. Well, it's the blood I'm giving to, it's sort of the DKMS. It's like a cancer blood people that are looking for certain blood types and bone marrow to help people with certain cancers. So,
I for the first couple of concerts I took my kids to afterwards, I think the first one was the Beach Boys. I think it was the Beach... No, it wasn't. The Beach Boys was just before it, but I remember at the time thinking, if something kicked off here, how would I get out? And I think the next show I took them to after Ariana Grande, I was looking around going, right, if I needed to get out, how would I do this? But I just remembered I took them to the Bare Naked Ladies a few weeks ago. Nothing. Didn't even cross my mind. Didn't even cross my mind. And that's what, that's part of being human. It's not disrespectful to the victims of Manchester, but
no, it's not. It's just the way we don't get over things. We just learn to live with them and move past it.
Yeah, I think we do.
That's with anything, really, I suppose.
CJ, thank you for that, mate.
Thank you.
Cheers, Mrs. Ta-ta. Let's go to Stuart. Good evening, Stuart.
Hello.
Hello, Stuart.
All right, mate. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Stuart. That's why I'm talking to you.
Yeah, just wanted to completely agree with you.
Perfect. My kind of caller.
You're listening, Stacey. This is what we expect.
This is what we expect, Stacey. Complete compliance. The CC, complete compliance. Which excellent point do you wish to agree with specifically?
Well, I was listening to the last point. The lad that was talking about the Ariana Grande bombing. I missed the Bali bombing by a week. I had a friend who was in London, one of the tube trains. And these things just have to go on.
Yeah.
You don't need it to affect everybody. You just live your life. These things are very minimal, but they're expressed everywhere, if you see what I mean.
I would never... Here's the thing, I would never...
By minimal, do you mean rare?
Yes, it means rare. I would never
rare.
I would never judge anyone, though...
You don't worry about your fridge falling on you, but that's probably more likely. You don't worry every time you get in a car, and that's...
You do if you're the passenger and Kath's the driver. But
how rude.
But I wouldn't judge anyone harshly who did change their behaviour. For example, I probably would never go. Not never. I probably at the moment wouldn't go to Tunisia or Egypt because of things that have happened there. And I know that Egypt's a massive country, but
that's more sensible planning rather than you're not gonna run to a war zone on holiday.
Yes, well,
just because. Well, screw these things.
Yes, but I don't know if Egypt and Tunisia are necessarily war zones. But I just would feel a little bit uncomfortable there, and that's probably.
Well, obviously, that's not why you want to go on holiday. You don't want to feel uncomfortable on your holiday.
But yeah, I would quite happily go to New York on holiday, which had one of the biggest terrorist attacks ever. So it's these things, Stuart. There are horrible people out there, and
yes, of all genders, of all creeds.
I love it. Inclusivity. Yes, he's right. All genders, all sexualities, all creeds, all heights, all weights.
Yes, they're just bad people. It doesn't matter why or the reasoning behind. There are bad people.
Stuart, you're a very wise man. Now, Stuart is kind of this show's Buddha, I think. And I don't know if he's a wise man. Thank you, Stuart. 0344 499 1000. Just to flag up, the next two calls are Glyn and Mo. Glyn and Mo. So the next 20 minutes is probably going to be a little bit arsey. So if you want to go and get ready for bed, maybe you have a shower or a bath before bed, or you want to make some hot chocolate or some warm milk or some Horlicks, go and do it now. And then probably come back just before 11 o'clock when I've sorted those numpties out. Thanks very much. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
We are
Talk Radio. Give it some lip.
Rich List Profiles on Talk Radio with the Sunday Times Rich List, the definitive guide to the UK's 1,000 richest people. It all starts in this week's Sunday Times. Case study.
Paul McCartney, the prospect of turning 76 in June has not slowed down Sir Macca. His one-on-one tour crossed 4 continents between April and December last year, grossing $132 million. A deal signed in 2015 finally allowed the Beatles' 13 albums to be sold on streaming services, meaning he now also earns well from sales on Amazon Prime, Spotify, and other similar services. McCartney has featured in every Sunday Times Rich List since its inception in 1989, peaking in 2006 with a net worth of £825 million. In 2017, he dipped down to his last £780 million, but was still the top-ranked musician on the list.
Rich List profiles on Talk Radio with the Sunday Times Rich List, the definitive guide to the UK's super rich. It all starts in this week's Sunday Times. Pick up a copy this Sunday.
Riding, gliding, cycling, surfing, or sheltering. Wherever adventure takes you, get SUV ready this May with Hyundai. Test drive any new Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or all-new Kona. And when you go on to buy, we'll give you a £500 contribution towards your new Hyundai, which, like all our cars, comes with an amazing 5-year unlimited warranty. Find your local dealer and book your test drive online at hyundai.co.uk. Warranty T's and C's apply. Cars must be purchased at participating dealers before June 1st.
Clive, what's the wolf? Whale music? You must be one stressed-out private landlord.
Yes, I am!
Your tenants are struggling financially and can't pay their rent. But you're with Direct Line. They'll repay any unpaid rent until your tenants are out. So drop the stress ball. It'll all be over soon. That's better.
Claim back unpaid rent after 1 month's arrears with rent guarantee. Can your insurance do that? Search Direct Line Landlord. Cover purchased as part of legal expenses add-on. Qualifying criteria apply. Restricted claims for existing tenants in the first 90 days when product first purchased.
Keeping your four wheels fresh when you've got a four-legged friend can be a hairy business. Until now. Power Out Pet Mess Kit is the brilliant new product from Turtle Wax that keeps canine carrying cars clean. Whether you take your Vizsla in a van, your hound in a hatchback, or your black lab in a black cab, Power Out Pet Mess Kit is the simple way to remove the unwanted hairs and odours pet passengers leave behind. Turtle Wax Power Out Pet Mess Kit. Trusted innovation inside and out. Buy today from Halfords to get 20% off.
Okay, that's the order. You'll deliver it tomorrow then?
No.
Oh.
We'll have it to you today.
What, today?
Yeah, today.
Wow! Will it be like flown in by Falcon, dropped off by chopper, sped over by speedboat?
No, we'll just bring it in the delivery van like normal.
With free same-day delivery when you order before 9:30am, you'll be happy talking to Dulux Decorator Centre. Visit duluxdecoratorcentre.co.uk or your local store. Dulux Decorator Centre, centred on you. Free next-day delivery subject to minimum spend for non-account holders.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Jamie East on Talk Radio. Irreverent afternoon entertainment and essential listening on the UK's premier forum of mind-expanding free speech.
Join me, Jamie East. We'll have guests, we'll have phone-ins. Just come to Jamie.
Afternoons with Jamie East. Tomorrow afternoon from 1 on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
03444991000. If you stayed, it means because you want to listen to a couple of Mardy gentlemen. Let's start off with Glyn. Good evening, Glyn.
How are you doing, Ian? You're sounding good tonight.
Thank you.
Airport security.
Yes?
Easy way to do it. Naked, eye patch, pirate's hat. Don't trouble you.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Well, then you don't have to take your belt off. You don't have to take your shoes off. Just walk through naked if you've got that confidence.
Okay, well, that wouldn't work, but nice try.
Well, okay, well, that's what I do. Did it about 3 months ago.
Fantastic.
Anyway, I'm just watching my uncle on telly.
Okay.
Mr. Clarkson. He's doing quite well.
Brilliant. Thanks for calling, Glyn.
Thank you.
There we go. We'll deal with this one as quickly. Good evening, Mo.
Good evening, man.
What would you like to pick me up on tonight?
Listen, I'm just going to divide my call into 3 quick sections, yeah?
Well, I'll be the judge of that. Let's see how the first section goes as to whether you make it to section 2 and section 3. What would you like to accuse me of tonight?
Well, first of all, your view on the brace is absolutely stupid. And
The view on what, sorry?
On that.
The view on what?
Your view on the brace position.
Okay.
You're so thick on that.
Okay.
Because of the reason when we...
Mo, could I ask you a question? Could you critique me politely, please? I do you the courtesy of allowing you to come on my radio show, which is it's not a given right that you get to come on, and with the snap of a finger I could make sure you never come on again. So if you could just show some manners, that would be absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Let's try that again.
Some manners. I'll show some manners, Ian.
Thank you, Mo. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you, mate.
The reason we're put in brace position is to stop our head from moving. And why would you think, like, because our teeth? Why do you believe in such conspiracy theories?
Well, thanks.
Stop our head from moving.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you've cleared that up. I'm glad you've cleared that up. Thank you. Always happy to be corrected by an intellectual giant.
Okay, whatever you believe. I mean, it's to stop our head from moving.
That's fantastic. Thank you. What was point number 2?
Point number 2 is...
Yes, Mo.
Yesterday you were very, very, very rude and angry. May I ask you why you were so rude? And why you were so angry? Over nothing.
Could you give me...
You should calm us down.
Right, okay. No, I shouldn't. I'll do what I want to do, but thanks very much. I've only been doing this job for 20 years and won several awards, but thanks very much for telling me how to do it. Could you point out where I was... What I said that was rude and angry?
You said just that homophobic comment that I do not wish to repeat on the radio.
I don't... you're right, Mo. Let me repeat it. As I said yesterday, I really don't like those gay guys. I just don't like them. Yeah, I said that, Mo, and I meant it, yeah.
And you said, like, take that dick out of your mouth.
Yes, I did. Rude, yeah, because it sounded like you had something in your mouth. Maybe it was a sausage. Maybe it was a penis. Maybe it was a corn on the cob. We just don't know, but it sounded like it. But I don't think I said those things in an angry way. They may have been rude, but they weren't angry.
May I move on to my third section now? It's sort of a subsection to section 2. Hello?
Is it a section or is it a subsection? Because at the start you did say 3 sections.
Can I interject before we move on?
Yes.
From, the comments about your rudeness.
Yes.
I'm hearing from a lot of the YouTubers that you've been doing nothing but F and Jeff in there. That's a bit rich, isn't it?
Mo! As usual, you're just talking without any evidence.
Mo!
I can get the evidence.
Mo!
I'm one of the moderators.
Yeah, we're on YouTube, mate. We can see. Naughty.
You've been busted, my friend.
Mo no manners, I'm going to call you from now on. Okay, so let's go on to section 2, subsection B.
Yeah, subsection A, really. But let's not get caught in that. My third section is that, why are you so jealous about Clarkson, man? Are you just jealous that he's got a better job?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Because the funny thing is,
yeah,
you lash at him for being, like, homophobic and that, but you're homophobic yourself. You lash at him for being rude, but you're rude yourself. You lash at him for being aggressive, but you're so passive-aggressive, it's absolutely disgusting.
Can I just check something? You haven't punched me in the face lately, have you?
No, I've not. I've never assaulted a producer for bringing me a sandwich. I've never said the N-word whilst being filmed. Mo, you asked me a question. Why don't you be quiet and let me answer it? Or I know why, because you don't want to hear the answer. I've got it. All right, Mo, you carry on and I'll just sit here.
I'll hear the answer, man.
There we go. 0344 499 1000. Does his mum know? I know his dad knows. Does his mum know that he's up making phone calls at this time of night? Hasn't he got a paper round to go to?
We should have a new section. Mo moans.
God almighty. Oh, God. Here's the thing. I can't say it because Mo's not here, so I don't want to say something like that behind his back. I would have to say that, for me to say that, I would have to have him
give
on
it 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, for what I was going to say, I would have to, Richard says, Mo is just so good, cross-examination is stunning. Yeah, that's the thing I was going to say, it would be rude of me to say behind Mo's back, so next time he's on, I will ask him. 03 449, oh, here we go, here's a quote from, what a potty mouth. This is what Mo said on YouTube. You effing losers can keep banning me. I'll just make more accounts and keep ringing in. You're all wastes of time in here. Every single one of you are bees.
That last bit.
All right, I'm going to say, because I know Mo is listening, right? I honestly, and I don't mean this as a joke, I honestly can't tell if Mo, is struggling in some areas of mental health or mental capacity. I honestly can't tell, okay? There is so much aggression, and so much misplaced aggression, and so much jealousy, and possibly an attraction to me, I don't know, but there's so much of this, there's so much going on, that it breaks my heart that a young lad could have that much anger and negativity, and obviously be hearing a different radio show to the one that's being broadcast. So part of me thinks, is he that angry, or is there something going on where his ability to perhaps grasp nuances and subtleties in language and inflection, his ability to do that is damaged.
Here's what I get from him.
Yeah.
Someone who really wants to join in.
Yeah. Alistair.
Hi.
Yes?
Can I just say something about your last caller very quickly?
Okay.
He's not Mo, he's a very, very naughty boy.
No, it was definitely Mo.
Yeah, it said Mo on the screen.
No, I was just doing a thing from the Monty Python film.
No, but the thing from the Monty Python film.
He's not Jesus. Yeah, I know.
No,
he's not the Messiah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
I'd forgotten. It didn't work. That.
No, it didn't work.
But
That's
bless
fine.
you for trying.
Well done. God loves a trier.
Thank you. Can I sing a song?
Jeez, wow. Are you back on the sauce?
Yes, I confess.
Right, in that case, I'm going to suggest probably not best if you don't sing a song, because I would feel that I was exploiting someone who's got alcohol issues.
Okay.
Why are you back on the booze, man? It's none of my business. You don't have to answer that if you don't want.
No, it's because, you know, the self-loathing thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of come back with a vengeance, and I've done the usual thing, which is gone to the lowest common denominator and done been drinking again. I know.
Okay.
That I'm idiot and everything, but
you don't know that. That's the thing. You don't know you're an idiot because you're not an idiot, but you're telling yourself you're an idiot. Hey, listen, let's talk. Let's talk maybe tomorrow or next week when you're sober.
All right. Then,
It'll be more fun and more use for both of us. Trust me.
By the way, I thought your show yesterday was absolutely brilliant.
Thank you very much indeed. There you go. You see. Was he sober when he heard that show, or was it? I don't. Those are the things. 0344 499 1000, and that's it. That's it in a nutshell. That's how this show works. We've done almost an hour of nothing. Talking about Eurovision, you can call about anything, guys. I'm gonna. Yeah. Yes, Mo.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, hello, Mo.
Hello, Mo. Is this Ian straight away?
Yes, you're Mo. I'm Ian. Yes. What can we do for you, Mo? Very quickly, mate, because you've had your crack of the whip tonight, fella.
No, but you can't call me mentally unstable. I was absolutely out of order.
I didn't.
I didn't. I
didn't.
And the second thing, just let me...
No, Mo, they can't hear you. They can't hear you, Mo. Listen, let me explain something to you, Sunshine. Right? Let me explain something to you. If you listened, which you don't, I did not call you mentally unstable. Didn't even use those words. Didn't use those words at all. I said very carefully... I said what I said. Don't need to repeat it, because I'm very clear in what I say. Secondly, mate, you don't come on my show and tell me how to run my show, okay? You don't come on the air and tell me what I can and what I can't do. You don't come on this radio show and continually knock me and try and take me down without allowing me to stick up for myself. And yes, that is what you think you can do. You don't have a God-given right to be on this show. By the grace of my generosity, I allow you to come on this show. You're treading a fine line, soldier, a very, very fine line. A fine line between being an entertaining knob and getting banned, okay? So just tread that line a little bit more carefully and with a little bit more respect, okay? We can have fun. I can call you a knob. You can call me racist and homophobic. We can do all of that. But here's the thing, Mo. You don't dictate how it goes, buddy, all right? I would like you to keep calling my show, but you just got to ease off the gas a little bit. All right, Mo?
Listen, just give me one more chance to reply.
Go on, then.
I don't have the right to dictate your show. Agreed. But I do have the right to stand up for myself.
Yeah.
I will not allow you to throw homophobic comments. I will not allow you...
Right, Mo, they can't hear you again. They can't hear you again. If I were homophobic, right, which I'm not, right, if I were, that would be up to me and the producer as to what we do. There are also laws governing hate crime, hate speech. So if I was putting out a really homophobic message, I wouldn't be on the air very long. I'd be taken down by Ofcom, which regulates radio. I'd probably also face legal proceedings. Of course I'm not homophobic, Mo. Of course I'm not at all. Okay? So, but even if I were, and if I chose to go out saying, I hate gays! I really hate gays, they disgust... If I chose to do that, Mo, that's my choice. You can't tell... You can phone up and challenge those views. Of course you can. But you can't tell me what I can and what I can't say. Now, listen, I'm going to let you go now, Mo. You've had 2 calls...
The other radio.
Yeah, there we go, Mo. Just to cut you off, they can't hear you, right? They can't hear you. You've had 2 goes tonight. Both of them have shown you to be a very rude young man, okay? If you want to call in... If you want to call in tomorrow, you're welcome to, right? But
I'm probably not going to call in. That's it.
No,
it's my last call.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for your calls, Mo. They've been really poor. Really, really poor. Some of the worst I've ever had to field.
You've been a really, really bad radio presenter.
Yeah, you keep listening.
I'm really happy. This is my last radio call. This is the last time I ever hear your voice.
You keep
and
listening.
I ever hear just like Catherine agreeing with you on every single subject.
You
Hey, Mo, we'll speak to you next week,
Yeah?
Yeah, speak to you on Monday, Mo.
I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah, you can't stop listening.
Talk to you anymore.
You can't stop
You're
listening.
so boring. Do you know what? It's dreadful.
You can't
I hate
stop.
listening to you. I hate listening to you. You're so boring.
You can't
Bye-bye.
stop listening.
You're so boring. I'd rather listen to Jeremy Clarkson or someone.
You can't stop listening.
You're
And this is
so
the only
boring,
this is the only radio show that you'd ever get on.
I was on George Galloway. I was on Ian Dale on LBC. I was on Sheila Faggoty on LBC.
You're on Sheila who?
Sheila Faggoty, isn't it?
Sheila Faggoty.
You can't say that, Mo.
Mo, that's homophobic, mate. You can't say faggoty. We don't use that word. Gonna have to let you go, Mo. That was homophobic, and we're not allowed to broadcast homophobia. Thanks for calling. Speak to you tomorrow, mate. Bye-bye. Sheila Faggoty.
Outrageous.
Oh, apologies to anyone who's offended by Mo's blatant homophobia there.
Sorry, Sheila.
That's not what this show is about, okay? Probably best we go to the break, I think.
Talk Radio. Radio debate and entertainment. Talk Radio.
Swat,
Talking.
Brighten up your mornings and take a brilliant break with Mike Graham on Talk Radio with the sun holes from £15. Listen to Talk Radio every weekday morning from 10 for 3 hours packed full of fabulous features, great value guests, and quick-fire calls on all of the day's top talking points. Don't miss Mike Graham every weekday morning from 10 on Talk Radio with the sun holes from £15. Great value breaks all year round. For more information, go to thesun.co.uk/holidays.
That looks very good, sir.
Really? Have to say, I love the colour. And I can tailor it to suit me exactly.
Of course. We have lots of options. How's the fit?
Yeah, brilliant. Loads of room.
Good to hear. So that you can be sure you like it, why don't you have it over the weekend?
Perfect. It'll turn a few heads in town, and I think my friends are going to love it.
Excellent. Here are the keys.
The stylish, spacious Mini Clubman. Take a 48-hour test drive to try one on for size. Who's in? Test drive subject to status and availability. Terms and conditions apply. Participating Mini retailers only. Ella's one-handed stir-fry.
My friends used to say, when you have your first kid, you'll always have your hands full. I had triplets, so I've had to learn to do everything one-handed. I have mastered the stir-fry. I take fresh veg, pork marinated in hoisin, and noodles, then stir it all into a wok. It's delicious enough to have again and again, and simple enough to do while I'm playing peekaboo.
Give your pork stir-fry extra zing with our hoisin and ginger marinade. Food Love Stories, brought to you by Tesco.
Winston Wolfe here. Now listen up. It's a beautiful morning. You wake up, look outside, and see your precious car gleaming in the sun. And then you see one nasty dent on the side. Some bozo's bad driving has ruined your pink paint job. You're furious. That's when you thank your lucky stars you're with Direct Line. Unlike with other insurers, you won't lose your no-claim discount when you claim it's not your fault.
Hit while parked. Your no-claim discount is safe. Can your motor insurance do that? With comprehensive cover as standard, excesses apply. Underwritten by UK Insurance Limited.
It's time
Time to join the millions of people that meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. With stunning HD video, crisp audio, and instant wireless sharing across any mobile, tablet, or desktop device. But the best thing about Zoom? It just works. So ditch the distractions, join the movement, and meet happy with Zoom video conferencing. Visit zoom.us to set up your free account today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
With the latest, I'm Serena Farrow. Downing Street has condemned a rocket attack on Israeli-occupied areas of the Golan Heights in Syria. A spokesman for Theresa May says Israel has every right to defend itself. Moscow is calling for restraint. The Israeli Prime Minister spoke earlier.
Iran crossed a red line. Our response was in accordance with that. The military carried out a very extensive strike against Iranian targets in Syria. The Iranian action failed. No rockets landed in Israeli territory.
A woman's been arrested at Stansted Airport on suspicion of possessing a terrorist document. The 41-year-old was stopped as she tried to get on a flight to Sweden at around 5 o'clock. Detectives investigating a double killing have revealed a man they describe as a significant suspect is dead. The bodies of Noel Brown and his daughter were found at his home in Deptford in southeast London last December. The man, who was a convicted sex offender, had been strangled and dismembered. Scotland Yard say 37-year-old Nathaniel Henry was found dead just a few weeks later. An 18-year-old's appeared in court accused of planning a grenade and gun attack on the British Museum. Safa Boullah is also alleged to have failed in an attempt to become a jihadi bride. She denies 2 counts of preparing acts of terrorism. 14 families of victims of the Grenfell Tower disaster have met Theresa May ahead of a debate in Parliament on Monday. Artist Damel Carriol lost his cousin and niece in the fire. He painted a picture of the block after it was destroyed. He handed it to the Prime Minister and explains why he feels that was significant.
It's coming from nowhere malicious.
Most back, guys.
But to say that yourself and everybody else is in office precisely for a reason like this. If I don't do my job properly, something like this could happen. Didn't know how to receive it, but she received it well.
Finally, Spotify's new policy on hateful content has seen R. Kelly's music deleted from its playlists. The R&B singer denies sexual misconduct allegations. Let's take a look at the weather then, and tonight will be dry for many with plenty of clear spells. Frosty in parts though, particularly north and west, becoming windy there towards dawn.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have... That's Michael Nesmith. Mo's called back.
More farewell tours than Streisand.
He's called back. He's on the switchboard now. We'll go to in a bit. 0344 499 1000. So this is where my day is. My life, as you know, at the moment is there are moments of great joy and light and happiness, but generally it sucks. And you know, we get divorced and stuff, and that sucks. Turns out that's one of the most stressful things you can go through. And they should have said that before I got involved in this.
It might have been mentioned.
Oh, it really is. It's funny. It's a word that is bandied around. You know, my parents got divorced, but then when you're staring down the barrel of it, it's flipping stressful for me. So, and for a while, I've been living in a bedsit, right? It's a tiny flat at the top of these flats. It's one room. It's a bed. There's a desk, got a telly and a PlayStation. There's a cooker and a sink, and then there's a shower, and that's it. And a toilet, obviously, and that's it. That's all I've got. There's no fridge. There's no fridge. I haven't got room for a fridge. Washing machine is 4 floors down and round the back of the block. It really is grim, right? It really is grim, and it's temporary. Hopefully. Because it's horrible. You're one of the only people that have seen it, Kath, because I don't even want... My kids are never going to see it. I don't want them to see where I live. I don't want them to see me in reduced circumstances. No one is... People have been round to my flat. Katherine, the police, and the 18-year-old who works the estate agent that has to come around every 4 or 5 months to make sure that I haven't burnt the place down. I have to have an 18-year-old come and check. Got to come and check the flat, Mr. Lee, just make sure...
She bounce a 10p on your bed to make sure you've done it properly.
Right, so it's humiliating. Anyway, so and also my flat is, because it's in the top, you can got the loft space in the side, right? And all of the TV aerials for every other flat. There's like 6 or 8 other flats in the building, 8 I think. All their TV aerials are in my loft space, right? So So I got an email last week saying that someone from the landlord wants to come round on Wednesday to do something with the aerials. Would that be okay? I said, that'll be fine. They could come in after 1, because I work late. I get home about 2:30, 3, and I normally get up about 11. Sometimes it's a bit later. But if they can come round after 1, I'll be out. Beautiful. Love it. Fantastic. Okay. So I got back last night, Wednesday night, and I noticed they'd been round because I had lots of posters piled up against a wall and they'd moved them and not moved them back. That's fair. Okay, fair. But that was all right. That's fine. They'd been round. And then this morning, I was in bed, and I stayed up quite late last night. I was playing Overwatch till about 3:30 with Roger online. And we were doing terribly, if I'm honest. But and that's very late for me. I don't normally stay up that late. But you know what? I'm nearly 45 years old. And I didn't have to get up for school in the morning. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to stay up and play. And it was good. So I was tired, man. I was really tired. Got to sleep about 4. I'm in bed. And then 8 o'clock, I heard a voice. I come check loft. So, but I looked up. There's a bloke in my flat. There's a bloke in my flat. He's got a key. He's opened the door, and he stood in the flat. I won't do the accent. I mean, they're nice people that work there and stuff. But it was like, I've come to check the lofts. Is that all right? And part of me just thought, oh God, well this is. I just went, yeah, sure. And I went back to sleep. Right, I just went back to sleep. I thought I heard him pottering around. I heard him leave about 5-10 minutes later. I wasn't going to look. I was. And
what could you have done though? What, you get up?
Well, he
can't go into another room.
There's nowhere to go. So I went, yeah, sure. I went back to, and then I woke up a couple of hours later, and I wasn't sure how to feel about that.
I think it's a violation.
Well, this is the thing, right? Early on when I moved in there, they did it a few times. I never really thought anything of it. I mean, there'd be a knock on the door. Can we need to come in and check something? Yeah, sure, fine. I never really thought anything of it. Now, this guy may have knocked, but I certainly didn't hear it. Right, certainly didn't hear it. He seemed very, very shocked to see me there. Right, so I was woken up by a man in my flat. Right, and so I woke up about 10:30. And I thought about it, and I tell you what I felt. I felt humiliated. Because this is not. I've been in this place way too long. This is not how I want my life to be. Right, and you know I hate that place. I hate it, and it's driven me nuts and whatever. Driven me nuts, shaved me nuts. And I felt humiliated. I thought, that's awful. I've been, this is what my life has become at the age of 45. I'm lying in bed, in my pants, and people coming and going. This isn't great, showbiz lifestyle, this isn't great. And then I tweeted it, right? And as I tweeted it, I got a bit angrier. Actually, I'm a bit peed off about this. And then loads of people said, yeah, that's a violation of your rights. They have to give you 24 hours notice. They can't just waltz in. And some people thought I lived in a shared house and said, well, you should put a lock on the door. I've got a lock on the door. And I thought, and then people was going, I was playing online and people on YouTube were going, Stacey, I think, was saying, you should complain.
You should.
You should complain about
what
that.
if you'd been a woman on your own? It was bad enough it was you.
Yeah. Yeah. What if I hadn't been on my own? What if?
Yeah, exactly.
And I thought, yeah, I probably should complain, actually. So I sent an email to the letting agents saying, really disappointed and a bit upset that this guy just came in at 8 o'clock in the morning, about 10 past 8, something. He came in the morning while I was asleep. I think so. She says, I'm going to reply, I'm really sorry about that. We'll investigate it and I'll speak to... So nothing, what I don't want is someone to knock on my door and say, I'm really sorry. I don't want that. I don't want to get involved in that.
You just want an assurance that it won't happen again.
Yeah.
Because there doesn't seem to be a procedure, right? As far as I'm concerned, that guy, as soon as he saw you were there, should have backed out and said, I'm sorry, I'll come back in half an hour.
And here's the thing, right? I am 45. I've got a couple of quid. I'm quite well educated. Do you know what I mean? And I know for a fact, and English is my first language, okay? So communicating with the letting agents isn't a problem. I know for a fact that there are families where English isn't... I don't know about their education. I'm sure they're very well educated. I take that back. But English isn't their first language. Some of them speak Polish, which is fine because it's a Polish people that run the apartment, although the letting agents is primarily English. Some are, I think, Chinese. I've heard of Chinese. So and I've got, like you and Twitter, where I can go, hey, this doesn't feel right. And people can go, well, actually, no, it's not right. And you shouldn't have to put up with that. There are people in this block, in that street, in that town, everywhere where... Here's the thing. From the moment I started looking for somewhere to rent, I felt like I was treated as being less than. The contempt with which some of the estate agents treated me. And then some of them changed when they recognised me. Not all of them did, and that's great. But the contempt with which I was treated and the disrespect with which I was treated because I was renting somewhere. It's horrendous. It is horrendous.
And some people get treated like that all the time.
All the time. I'm lucky that this, hopefully, touch wood, is... I've started actually touching wood and my head when I say touch wood. In fact, I've never even said touch wood before now. And now anyway. It was horrible. It was horrible. And it just makes me think, I'm really, at the moment, I'm hoping that at the moment this is rock bottom. This has got to be rock bottom. It certainly can't get any worse. I'm paying like a fortune for this. Not fortune. It's one room. I'm paying £750 a month for a room. That's not including council tax, and you've got to pay extra money for a parking space. And people wandering in. There's loads of... When I park up at 2:30, there's loads of kids smoking weed and stuff around where I park my car. Oh, it's horrible, man. And people live like that, and there are families there with kids and things. You think, flipping heck. At least there is, hopefully, if I can pull a few strings together and tie up a few loose ends, there is an end at some point to this, and the ending will be quite, should be all right. But, I felt awful. Felt like a piece of SH1.
That's it. It's just disregard for your privacy,
for
awful. For your sense of this is your domain. I'm sorry, you're paying rent for that place, your sole possession. So they've got no right to invade that.
And also it means, and this is silly, but when I play PlayStation, I like to have my headphones on, right? So I can see the telly and I can see the door. But it does mean recently I've been doing it with one ear off, so I can make sure that no one's coming
so you're
in.
Not feeling secure.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's awful. Oh, it's awful. Listen to me,
You've been in the
whinging.
shower and you come out of the shower.
Yeah, exactly. Listen to me whinging, guys. I'm sure you'll have your own stories that are just as bad, if not worse than that. Yeah, but it really is. It's great.
I was in a hotel room once, and a guy came in.
No?
Yeah, it's not one of those films. It was terrifying.
Yeah, really?
In retrospect, I think he might have been a dodge pot who was going to rob us.
Oh,
I was in Caribbean on holiday, and I'm very, very pasty. So after a while, I went off for a nap.
Yeah.
Get out of the sun. And I was in bed, and I had my knickers on. That was about it. So I couldn't jump out and tell him to get out.
Horrific.
This guy just walked in, saw me in the bed again, kind of gave a start because he wasn't expecting anyone to be in the room. And then I went, what's going on? And he said, I've come to count the pillows. And then he went in, and the towels, and he came in, and he made this big show of counting them, but I think he was bricking it.
Yeah, because that's...
But I was thinking, what do I do?
Counting pillows is not a thing.
No, I know. What do I do?
It's not a thing.
I couldn't get out of the bed. Yeah. I felt it was awful. It could have been far worse. But it's that feeling of, God, I thought I was safe. I've been asleep.
Life sucks, man. Life sucks. 03444991000. I'm Iain Lee. That's Katherine Boyle. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio. Digital debate for the UK.
Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
The Sunday Times Alternative Rich List on Talk Radio with Skoda. Driven by something different.
I'm Mike Graham, and of course, you know me as the man who goes onto the Independent Republic in the morning and sounds very grumpy, but actually, I'm not that grumpy because there's so many things in my life that make me happy. Walking my dog in the countryside, that makes me happy. He sniffs the ground, I look up at the sky, I smell the flowers, it's a beautiful scene. When it's raining, it makes me unhappy, but when it's sunny, it's absolutely beautiful. I'll tell you what else makes me happy. My children make me very happy. I have a fantastic life. It doesn't have anything to do with money. It has to do with all the interesting people that I meet every single day. It has to do with being on the radio. It has to do with travelling to exotic, wonderful parts of the world and having a wonderful time. It's not about money. It's about travel. It's about experience. It's about beauty. And it's just about love. That and rice pudding.
The Sunday Times Alternative Rich List on Talk Radio with Skoda. Driven by something different. Cast your mind back and think. Were you ever contacted out of the blue for a pension review?
Were you advised to move your work or personal pension into a SIP, self-invested personal pension?
Yes, I was.
You could be due thousands if you were missold. Money Redress are trusted claim specialists in pension and investment mis-selling. They'll manage the whole claim for you on a no payout, no fee basis, so you can't lose. Text WIN to 85077.
Can you open this bottle for me, please? Sure. Oh, I see you didn't have any trouble opening up the crisps. Pick up 150-gram packs of irresistible crisps and 1.25-litre bottles of Diet Coke for just £1 each at the Co-op. Were £1.69. Participating stores subject to availability. Ends May 15th.
Ah, the humble bee. Off to work they go. Amazing what you can achieve when you work together towards a shared goal. That's why we asked you, the customer, what you wanted most when we developed our new transit range. Your response inspired thousands of ideas, creating a new range purpose-built for every kind of business. Take the new Tornado Custom, our most professional and luxurious model yet. You can get flexible rear conference seats offering 30 different seating arrangements. Thanks for that. We couldn't have done it without you. See how we can all work together with the new transit range at Ford.co.uk. Ford. Together, we go further.
Late night conversation, wealth losing sleep.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Hey, watching a good thing. It's a video, I'll tweet it a bit. The Beatles aging together. We're up to 1970 so far. It's good, isn't it? I'm enjoying that. That didn't last very long, Mo.
Hey, man, I can't believe what you just did. Somebody is using my name to write comments on your YouTube channel.
Mate, that's absolutely nothing. Mate, that's absolutely... No, Mo. No, they can't hear you. Listen, mate, the YouTube channel is absolutely nothing to do with me. If it offends you, then just don't even look at it, okay? Listen, you said you weren't going to phone me again. If you're just going to phone me up to tittle-tattle, then there's nothing to do with me, mate. It really is absolutely nothing to do with me. There we go. They can't hear you, Mo. They can't hear you, right? Listen, here's where I stand, right? You're welcome to call this show, right? But if you're just phoning up to complain about someone on Twitter or someone online or someone on YouTube pretending to be you, that's absolutely nothing to do with me, Mo, right? The YouTube is a thing that I know you post on, and that's fine, but it's nothing to do with me. Mo, they can't hear you, Mo. They can't hear you, okay? Right? Learn some manners, right?
Without my permission, do you know how much this angers me? That you're using, not you, but people are using my name to write comments about
I couldn't give a stuff, mate. I couldn't give a stuff.
Well, it's your radio show. Block these accounts.
No, the YouTube has nothing to do with the radio show. Mo, listen, mate, thanks so much for calling. Like you said, you weren't going to call...
This is the end. This is definitely the end.
I thought last time was the end, about 25 minutes ago. Is this really the end now?
I started using fake accounts using my name in order to make your show a little bit more interesting.
Mo, I'm going to just move you off the line so they can't hear you. Here's the fact. Your calls are some of the most obnoxious, rudest calls I've ever had to take. What's even worse than that, though, because to me, those things can be quite interesting. What's worse than that is, your calls are the dullest calls I've ever had to take. You are dull. That is it. Okay? That is the biggest crime you've committed.
Don't use my name to write accounts for names in order to make your channel more interesting. Using my name to write accounts. Do you know how much that angers?
I don't think...
If I wrote Iain Lee,
I wouldn't care less, mate, because I'm an adult. Listen, Mo, I'm going to ask you politely not to call in again, because I do think that there is an underlying issue that I'm not aware of. And I wasn't sure to start with, but this phone call has kind of highlighted to me that he's put the phone down, that there probably is an underlying issue, I think. Probably. Speaking of underlying issues, good evening, Bill.
Hello.
Hello, Bill.
1 second.
Yes.
Sorry, I had you on speaker. I was just making some food.
Yes.
How are we?
You're making cottage cheese?
No smeg on toast today.
We think the lady doth protest too much. No. Cottage cheese, no. What is cottage cheese and how do they make it?
I don't know, is it goat?
Is it goat?
Is it goat?
No, it's not goat. But is it, it's got... no, it's goat's cheese is from goats.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, have you heard of goat's cheese? That comes from goats, I can pretty much say that.
Yeah, that's feta cheese.
No, feta is not. No, feta is not goat's cheese.
Oh, it was me thinking I'm being all exotic.
Well, feta's Greek.
Is it sheep?
What?
Feta.
You can't milk a sheep.
You can.
You cannot.
Oh, you can.
Well, actually, this is one of the greatest
Milk
phone-ins.
anything with nipples.
One of the greatest phone-ins I ever did was, can you milk a cat? And we had a professional cat milker call up.
Really?
I don't know if they were professional, but they certainly had milked.
Part-time.
They'd milked a cat before. Go on. What have you got for us?
Oh, Ian, it's been a strange days because of the sun.
Yeah, go on.
I've more or less, well, I'm sober now. I've been listening to the show because I've been going to work still and therapy and whatnot, but I've literally just been on the streets for about 6 days.
Why have you been on the streets, man?
Oh my God, it's just, I've just got, even now I'm pacing around the kitchen. I'm just pacing around.
What's going on?
I don't know. It's, I think I've got what you've got. I've got birthday blues, so I'm a month away, and it's, I need to sort it all out. I am sorting out. It's just not quick enough.
Well, hang on, what, when you say sort it all out, what do you mean? Your life?
Yeah, my mindset, everything.
Apart from therapy, which you've just started, haven't you? What else are you doing to try and sort it all out?
Well, I've been obviously doing it's cognitive behavioural therapy.
Yes.
So I'm obviously doing the stuff that I'm being set to do with that, but I kind of just went a bit AWOL for about 6 days.
Right.
But I still went today, and I'm starting again tomorrow. I'm in a naring. I'm gonna start taking the medication, I think.
Have you been prescribed medication?
Yeah, I got that in February, but to be honest with you, I was doing too much other stuff that I didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
But I think basically I've run out of weed, and I'm gonna try not to drink, and hopefully tomorrow I can start afresh.
This is brilliant, man. This is brilliant.
I'm not going to big it up because it's, you know yourself. You can't really plan for more than 10 minutes, innit? But
I found weed at the very start to be a laugh. I never got the inspirational aspect of it that the Beatles and people talked about it. I found it was a giggle to start with, and by the end, it just made everything worse. It just numbed everything. It's the drug of procrastination, and by that I mean I could spend weeks just sat on the sofa watching daytime TV and playing PlayStation instead of getting up and writing something or filming something or going and meeting people or going out to see a film. I just spend weeks on the sofa.
Yeah, it flies by. By. It's I've got to the point. To be honest with you, I'll be 100% honest with you. I'll give it up for, I think it was about 24 months. I've been doing it again for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. When I did give it up, the mental health aspect, it got worse.
Yeah.
But it's a control thing, because what it is with me is self-control. I'm like it with alcohol. So I'm not one of these people, I won't drink like 12 cans, 10 cans, or even 8 cans a day. But you still have 2, 3, 4 cans a day, and you have to have that every day. Some days it's more, weekends and that, but it's one of them. I always teeter on the edge. I think, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, but sometimes you have to sort of catch it before you get there. But with marijuana, I think my experience with it, if you do it at the right level, that's all fine and dandy. But it's the self-control. It's being able to keep it there, and not a lot of people can.
Well, no, I certainly couldn't. And you're right, I know some people can. I know some people that can have half a joint, and that sets them up for the weekend, and or sets them up for the day, and they can go off and do stuff. I could never leave half a joint in the ashtray. What, that sounds nonsense. But some people do. Wet. Yeah, it might get wet from all the beer that I'm spilling everywhere. But some people can do that, and that's, if they can do that, that's fine, and good luck to them. One of the reasons that mental health can go southward when you stop taking weed is your body and your brain trying to readjust itself.
Yeah,
It's chemical levels, man.
That's what I mean. Last time it was cold turkey because I thought it was. I think it was like another drug in there because I was like having heart problems.
Right.
And I seized up, but it was either that or I had so much in my system that I just sort of, because it's weird, you feel invincible, like you're out smoking everyone, you're literally, you can get up, you can walk, you're functioning, you're actually quite normal, and then all of a sudden you start getting like the chest pains, and you know, when you lay on pillars and that, it makes your heart feel funny.
Yeah.
And it's weird, it takes it to freak me out, I need to give it up.
Why did you... so you didn't take the prescribed medication because you were smoking?
Yeah, to be honest, the smoking weren't really it is a problem I have to cut down. It was more the drinking.
Okay, all right, well.
So I want to make sure I'm at least not doing one. I think for me, drinking will be the easiest one to sort of phase out a little bit.
And then what do you want? Where do you want to be in like a year's time or 2 years' time?
It's a functioning thing. It's a functioning thing. I feel very disconnected. Even though I look very functional, I'm working full time, but I just don't. It's a hard one to explain. I feel like I'm not really sometimes getting my true self across. I've put up different masks. I'm really it is with the therapy at the minute. I've got to the point where it's breaking me down, and I'm recognising what I do. I'm very jovial. I try to hide behind things, so I've got like different.
Well, you hide behind song a lot on this show, Bill.
Yeah. It's the mind, you know yourself. Everyone's individual, and I think it just affects everyone different.
I'm really excited for you, Bill. This could be the start of the real Bill coming out.
I hope so. I'm not really feeling that great at the minute. I'm always getting involved with dodgy women and.
Can I give you a gift?
Yeah, I'll happily accept.
Okay, I'm going to give you a gift. Here we go. Bill, he's dysfunctional. He's been smoking too much weed and he stopped it. He wants to go out with a lady who isn't dodgy. Well, maybe a little bit dodgy, so he can do some dodgy things with her as long as it's consensual.
Oh, I think you got dodgy the wrong way, but I tell you what, you can have the gimmick now, Ian, that's yours.
12 years after you started singing to me, brother, we've swapped hats.
That's it, with one attempt, you've took that off me, sir. How's Kath?
I'm alright, I'm listening, because I'm letting you two get on.
He asked me how you were, he didn't ask you how you were.
Go on.
You talk about dodgy women. Yeah, she's okay, she was just letting us get on with it.
No, she's a diamond. She's not a dodgy one.
Well, you say that.
Bill, I'm really pleased for you, mate. I'm really pleased that you phoned up and shared that with me, and I predict good things. It's going to be hard work, but you know that, and you're doing the work already. But you've got to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty, but I think it's going to pay off.
Thank you, and I hope everything, I know you're going to go the right direction. Yeah. You're going in the right direction. You're getting up every day. You're doing what you have to do.
I'm not getting up every day. Some days I'm staying in bed. But thank you, brother. We'll speak again soon, man.
You're showing up to work every day.
Yeah, well, exactly. I'm going to cut you off now.
Top man.
There we go. Oh, that's good for Bill. Good for him. He's been phoning me for years, that bloke. It's my sister's favourite caller. It's my mate Scott's favourite caller, and good for him. Simon, and then Morgan, and then possibly you, dear listener. 0344 499 1000. The late night alternative on Talk Radio with Ian and Kath.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
The incredible new sound of Talk Radio.
The no-nonsense breakfast with Julia Hartley-Brewer.
The biggest breaking news stories, headline-grabbing guests and razor-sharp opinion.
Join me, Julia Hartley-Brewer, when I'll be turning up the heat every morning from 6:30 with an essential mix of straight-talking debate, heavyweight political guests and fearless comment.
Waking up the nation with a brand new breakfast conversation.
The no-nonsense breakfast with Julia Hartley-Brewer.
Tomorrow morning from 6:30
on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We'll get you talking.
03444991000. That's what I'm saying. The news. There was the story about Spotify. They've not removed R. Kelly songs. I think they've taken R. Kelly songs out of playlists. I don't really know how Spotify works. I've only got a free account, which I dip into from time to time. So they've not banned R. Kelly songs. They're still on Spotify, but they don't come up on playlists, I think.
Does that mean that they won't be suggesting them to people?
Yeah,
who
you've got to go and
already?
hunt them out.
Right.
Okay. And my first part of me, because he's been accused of raping girls under the age of 16 and
Keeping girls as sex slaves.
Yeah. Okay, and he's been accused of some pretty horrible things, and he did famously. There was famously a video of him urinating on a 15-year-old girl, 20 years ago, right? So this stuff is out there. And part of me kind of almost punched the air with joy when I read that story. And then I thought, this is a minefield, because if you're going to make it slightly harder to find artists who have committed crimes, what is the line? Where do you go? What do you do? Right? Phil Spector murdered a woman. Phil Spector, producer of some of the greatest songs of the 60s, some of the worst songs of the 70s, some of the great songs. Be My Baby, which I think he wrote. To know him is to love him. He wrote. You've Lost That Loving Feeling. I think he co-wrote. He certainly produced it, right? Some producers, some of River Deep, Mountain High, some of the biggest, most creative songs of the 60s. Always been a, fruitcake. Always. Was that you or me?
My stomach.
I felt that. Always been an eccentric. And then, 10 years ago, shot a woman in the face and killed her. Murdered her. Murder or homicide, I don't quite know the difference. But shot her in the face. He kind of claimed it was her playing around with a gun and she killed herself. But he's famous for firing guns in studios. And he shot her. And he's in prison now for killing this young lady, this waitress, I think, I think an actress as well, that he took home with her. Killed her. So do we ban Phil Spector songs? Do we ban the Crystals? Do we ban the Ronettes? Do we ban the Righteous Brothers? Do we, John Lennon was a wife beater. Famously hit Cynthia several times. Okay, do we ban that? Led Zeppelin, we've talked about. Jimmy Page famously, ran off with a 14-year-old girl in America. Does Spotify remove Led Zeppelin? Do you know what I mean? It's particularly in the world of pop, well, and the world of music, because I guess you could say the same about jazz and blues as well, to a certain extent. But there is a lot of horrible, at best, horrible misogynistic attitudes. At worst, you've got rape and murder. So how do you police that? So if they're doing that about R. Kelly, where else do they go? Where else does Spotify go with it? I'm not saying that there is an answer to it, but it does, and I think R. Kelly is a loathsome individual. Also, I think his music's awful. Trapped in the Closet is a funny film. They probably won't be able to watch it again.
Unintentionally so.
Yeah, we probably won't be able to watch it again now, with everything that's going on. But where do you draw the line?
Well, and then we're going to cinema and theatre.
Yeah.
Places where, traditionally, men have had the upper hand and the power. And some have taken advantage of it. I got
called out on Twitter for being an apologist for Woody Allen.
Did you?
Yeah, I blocked the person. I couldn't be bothered. I wasn't an apologist.
No.
I said I personally didn't find it as clear cut. I certainly wasn't apologising for him. I was saying that perhaps we should. Well, I know what I said. I don't need to go over it again.
Mm-hmm.
But you sounded like you're an apologist for Woody
Well,
Allen.
let's remember he's not been found guilty.
Yeah. There is some real horrible people in the world, and
but a lot of people are triggered.
Yeah. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to Simon. Good evening, Simon.
Hello.
Hello, Simon.
I'd like to make a complaint, please.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I'd like to make a complaint against one of your callers.
Oh, I thought we were doing the Monty Python sketch. I do apologise. In that case, please.
I haven't seen that one, sorry.
Yeah.
Is that the parrot? The parrot? Yes.
Go on then.
I think his name is Moan. Is it Moan?
Okay. Well, listen, he's not here, and he's just started tweeting me stuff. So I feel a little uncomfortable in tearing him a new one, because it's easily done, and he's not here to defend himself.
Oh, well, okay. So I can't complain about him.
You can complain, but I just think calling him Moan. Let's not. Let's move on, and let's
call him Mo.
There we go.
Let's call him Mo. I'm kind of stumped now because I can't. I feel guilty for playing with him.
No, don't feel guilty. And it's me probably being oversensitive, but I do wonder if there are underlying issues, and there was just something in that last call that made me go, I don't feel right. And he's tweeting me now, and that's fine. And I hope Mo calls again. I just hope he just holds back a little bit on the personal insults, and tries to make a good point. I'd love to have a good old ding-dong with him, but if he could just hold back on the personal insults, that would be lovely.
I don't think he could. I don't think he... I think you're absolutely right. Well, look, I tell you what then, let's do a compromise. I won't go into some of the things I was going to say, because it might be taken the wrong way. But I did have 3 sections to my call.
Oh, God.
But we'll go to...
It's the worst thing, Simon, and luckily on this show it doesn't happen very often. But quite often, I listen to a lot of phone-in radio, BBC Local Radio and London's biggest C word, and talk radio, right? And when someone phones up and goes, right, I've got 5 points I'd like to make, you just go, oh, for God's sake.
It sounds less like a conversation and more like a monologue.
Yeah. I've got 3 points I want to make on Brexit. First is, God.
Oh, God, no, please, I'm not going to go down that road. That's why I stopped listening to the other one.
Oh, man.
I don't understand. I just don't... They rant and rave about their listenership and their radar figures, and I just think to myself, well, I've noticed that it's an awful thing to listen to day after day after day. I don't understand it. Anyway, all I was going to do was, can we place a book? I'd like to know what the odds are on Mo calling in again.
Yeah, sure. When do you think he might call in?
I'm thinking maybe he's going to call in. Are you around tomorrow, or are you off tomorrow?
I'm around tomorrow. Do Fridays again now.
Well, I reckon it's going to be tomorrow between the hours of 10 and 11.
All right, Simon, we'll put your name down on the sweepstakes. Thank you very much indeed. 03444991000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Countdown to Brexit. Talk Radio with the Times. Know your times. The clock is ticking as the UK prepares to officially leave the European Union. Listen to the No Nonsense Breakfast with Julia Hartley-Brewer tomorrow morning from 6:30, when she'll be joined by Times journalists to discuss the latest Brexit developments. Don't just be informed, be well informed with debate, analysis and opinion from right across the political spectrum. Countdown to Brexit with Julia Hartley-Brewer. Weekday mornings from 6:30 on Talk Radio with the Times.
With the World Cup almost here, Red Driving School wants you. Red has just won the National Driving School Award 2018, and we're offering a special deal to join our team. There's never been a better time to pull on your instructing boots, as demand for driving lessons is rising. Instructor earnings are increasing. It's an open goal. Imagine first-rate training and support through to full qualification. Then work the hours you want, when you want. Come on, there's room on the Red team sheet for you. For details, visit reddrivingschool.com.
Hello, sir. Can I interest you in a new Vauxhall with
Advanced European Engineering?
Exactly. And feel free to explore the...
Connectivity for mobile devices?
And did you know it's the Vauxhall £500 free fuel event between the 11th and 14th of May?
Really?
Yes. So now you can take advantage of £500 free fuel when you drive away a new Vauxhall. And that's in addition to our Help to Buy offers.
Search Vauxhall Help to Buy. Vauxhall, British brand since 1903. On selected models across the range registered by 30th of June 2018. At participating retailers from 11th to 14th of May 2018. £500 on a prepaid card. T's and C's and exclusions apply. See vauxhall.co.uk/May event.
At DFS, sofas are handmade to order in your choice of colour. And now spring collection sofas are up to half price. But be quick, selected sofas end Monday. DFS.
Alexa, who is the best English rugby player of all time?
Good question. My favourite is Johnny Wilkinson.
Really? Oh, nice one. Alexa, who is the greatest rugby player of all time?
My favourite is definitely Sergio Perez.
Take out Vitality Health or Life Insurance today, and you could get an Amazon Echo Dot, just like Johnny. And to find your inner athlete, enable the Vitality Alexa skill for fitness and nutrition tips. To get your Amazon Echo Dot, just search Vitality. New member offer available on certain Vitality plans until the 30th of June 2018. Minimum monthly premiums, terms and conditions apply. Andy's Red-Handed Breakfast Flatbreads.
I am never having a party again. I only invited a few mates over last night. Then before you know it, the whole house was full. It was all fine until Mum and Dad came back from holiday a day early. So I'm making up to them with my very own breakfast flatbreads. Smoky bacon, eggs and tomato under the grill, topped with fresh avocado, and extra chili flakes for Dad.
Top your own flatbreads with Tesco crispy beach smoked back bacon. Food Love Stories, brought to you by Tesco.
Nice. It looks like my mum there.
The mother of all talk shows with George Galloway on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking. Listen up, comrades of the world. Unite.
Our glorious leader, George Galloway, with the mother of all talk shows.
The switchboard is lighting up. Controversial conversation and cutting-edge current affairs comment with the notorious B.I.G.G. Listen, this guy's a nightmare. He's not a great guy, folks. The mother of all talk shows with George Galloway. Tomorrow night from 7 on Talk Radio. Tiny Dino Hands.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. On air and off the leash.
On Talk Radio.
I've just tweeted that Beatles thing. The Beatles aging together. It's lovely, actually. It's a little bit cheesy. I'm well into my cheese, though. It was lovely. If you watched as well, the last 10 years, it goes up to 2018, I think. The last 10 years, Ringo looks exactly the same. Ringo looks exactly the same. Good evening, Morgan!
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, hip, hip. More classic entry into the conversation there. Hip, hip, hip.
Love it. Yeah, I'll just quickly, have you watched the new Google AI conference?
The what?
The new Google AI conference.
Why would I watch that?
Have you not seen it?
The Google AI conference?
Have you not seen it?
But no, where? What? Is it on telly?
No, yeah, so it was on YouTube.
Right.
It was yesterday, but, so what happened was, Google have made this, so you know Siri?
Yeah.
So Google have made, an equivalent to Siri.
Yeah.
But what happened is, so say I'm talking to you, and I got your Siri.
Is this the thing that can make phone calls?
Yeah, it makes phone calls.
Right. So you describe it, because I've just read the headline in the paper. I'm finding the story. So go on. You tell me what it is.
Right. So then, say if I were your Siri, I'll say to you, make me a haircut between 10 and 12 tomorrow. And then what it will do is it will find the closest hairdresser to you.
Yeah.
It will ring him up itself. And it will have a full-on conversation going, can I make a haircut between 10 and 12 tomorrow? Like, what the hell?
Do any of us wish we could afford a personal assistant to do our chores? Now Google claims you could soon have one in your own pocket thanks to its latest software. The Google Assistant Duplex, catchy, which is being piloted this summer, is able to make phone calls without the person on the end of the phone knowing they are not talking to a real person because it mimics human behaviour. Oh, I'd work it out. The software is said to understand complex sentences and fast speech. Didn't I have a bet with tech expert Will Guyatt that speech recognition wasn't going to take off? Users could even choose famous voices, including John Legend. No. Writing in a blog, the Google chief exec said, someday soon your Google Assistant might be able to help with tasks that still require a phone call. We call this new technology Google Duplex. It's still early and we need to get the experience right. But done correctly, we believe this will save time for people and generate value for small businesses. Hey, that's great, man. Technology making us even more distant from actual human beings. Wow!
This is what I'm worried about. It's not only that, we're also one step closer to Terminator becoming live.
We are all screwed. There is too much technology, right? There is too much. I genuinely think we should turn off the internet for at least 2 days a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays, no internet. No internet anywhere in the world, right? We'd be all right.
What about Saturday and Sunday, so during the week we can listen to you?
Hey! Well, no, but you know what? If you couldn't listen to me for 2 nights a week, that'd be all right. You could download the podcast the next day if you wanted to. You know, there's ways around everything. But I think the internet is. I was going to say computers, but computers and the internet are slightly different. I think the internet. Let's start with that. The internet is making life worse.
It's making us spoilt.
Yeah.
Because now we expect to be answered all the time.
Yeah.
To be listened to by everybody.
Yeah.
We also think that our views are worthy of being published to everybody. But then, if someone disagrees with you, why are you getting?
If I wake up in the morning and I want, I was going to say a book, but if I wanted a book, I could get it instantly by just firing it up on my Kindle. If I wanted a piece of technology, if I wanted a new TV, I woke up in the morning, I wanted a new TV, I could lie in bed, go online, order a TV, and have it delivered to me 4 hours later. I haven't got to go anywhere. So everything we want it now. If I wanted an album, right, back in the day, I'd have to save up my money, make sure I had enough money. Then I'd have to go to a record shop, and I would have to hope that they had it in. And if they didn't have it in, I'd have to go to another record shop and then buy it, and then wait till I got home and then listen to it. If I want to listen to an album now, I just go on YouTube. Go on YouTube, it's there.
You might have something in your mind for years that you're looking out for every time that you go to a record shop, and you know you're probably never going to find it, but it just makes it that bit more exciting that you might one day. But these days, you just go straight on Discogs.
Oh, listen to you knowing your stuff. Discogs, eh? Ooh, wow, my kind of girl. We're all screwed, Morgan, but here's the thing. Stop focusing on all these Google advisors and all that. Let's just, one thing at a time. Let's just perfect the sex bots. Let's focus on that. Listen, Google boffins and Elon Musk, when we've got the sex bots perfect, then you can go off and have your fun and play with other bits and pieces. You won't want to.
No,
you'll have sex bots.
Nothing will get done.
You'll be dry as a husk.
Oh, God.
I get paid for this.
Fair, though, we might be able to talk to it while we're doing it.
No, God, Morgan, don't spoil it, mate.
We'll sort out the gender pay gap, though, won't it?
There we go.
The women will be doing all the work.
The women will be doing all the work. Morgan, thank you for that, mate.
You're welcome, mate.
Cheers for this. Ta-ta. Let's go to Alex. Good evening. Busy on the phone tonight. Good evening, Alex.
Good evening. I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to follow that, but how are you?
I'm all right. Someone's just sent me...
What's the last fella's name?
I don't know. Morgan. Someone's just sent me a clip of this. I'm going to see if I can find... Okay, right. So this is it. This is that thing we just talked about happening, right? This is the advisor. This is a computer.
Can I help you?
That's a real person.
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client.
That's the robot.
I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second.
Right. What's interesting, I'll play that again, right? What's interesting is the robot, the one that says I'm looking to book something for my client. Do you notice what they did? Did you hear that, Alex?
I'm listening, yes, I heard it.
They went, listen, the robot goes, I'm looking to, incredible, of course now
This is a bad example, by the way.
I didn't notice that.
No one chooses a hairdresser by how close they are. You might end up at the one cut. You might end up at the one cut saloon.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. I've got to jump to this. Let me jump to this again. So here we go. This is it, right? This is it. Listen. First voice is a human.
So how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like. What service is she looking for? Just a woman's haircut for now. Okay, we have a 10 o'clock. 10 a.m. is fine. Okay, what's her first name? The first name is Lisa. Okay, perfect. So I will see Lisa at 10 o'clock on May 3rd. Okay, great. Thanks. Great. Have a great day. Bye.
No. Don't applaud that. That is terrifying.
and terrifying at the same time. I was about to say that exact word.
Who hasn't got time?
What is the point?
Who hasn't got time to book a hair appointment?
Absolutely. You can't pick up the phone and text 2 seconds. I completely agree. When you want to order an album like you were discussing, it's so easy to do at the touch of a button. That is convenient. Who sat there thinking, I really wish someone could call someone for me and just book an appointment that would take 20 seconds out of my life. It would make everything that much better for me. What is the actual point?
Also, my barbers don't have appointments. You just got to go in and wait. But I guess that is like the entry level basic demonstration. I guess what they're saying is, at some point in the future, it will be able to do. It will be more complex than following that simple conversation.
As seamless as that. There'll be loads of times where it can't connect and, sorry, can you repeat that? And you get with Sirius all the time. But I don't agree with the technology advancements making it easier for people to communicate less. It's the complete opposite of what technology should do.
Yeah.
Also, whenever I get those phone calls at home where it's a marketing call, but they haven't even been asked to ring me themselves, and it's a, hello, I just put the phone down, because if they haven't got time to talk to me, I haven't got time to talk to them.
No, don't, because do you know what? I would get suckered in for that, because I've got a mate that I phone, right? And every time he answers the phone, I go, hey, Jonathan, hey. Oh, it's your answer phone, isn't it? Because his answer phone message is recorded in quite a noisy street, so you just hear traffic, and then, hi, this is Jonathan, I can't take your call right now. Every time I fall for it. So actually, a robot like that, I'd be suckered in. God, listen to your stomach.
I know.
Technology is driving us further apart, Alex. It is not, it is not helping us. It is creating anxiety problems amongst young people.
Yes.
It's allowing bullying to continue.
You can't switch off.
It's made mine so much worse. No, you're absolutely right. It's damaging to my mental health, because it's sort of like you're a rat looking for a pellet of just appreciation or some slight piece of, oh, hey, you look nice. Or people sort of tailored their online lives, their Instagram in particular, their Twitter, to have it look a certain way, like everything's always going very, very well, and it's not my
Twitter. my Twitter's the car crash.
No, but I admire the fact that you're honest and you wear your heart on your sleeve when things are going wrong, and I don't know too much about what's going on in your personal life. I don't really want them, and I just want to say, I hope all the best for you in the future. Hang in there.
Hey, thank you, man. Bless you. I appreciate that. But so how has the technology affected your anxiety then?
When things have not gone particularly well in my life, I can lean on it as a crutch, and I also can get a little bit self-destructive and just say things I shouldn't say, or just take things the wrong way, and it doesn't do me any good. It certainly doesn't do anybody else I talk to any good when I'm in a mood like that.
Yeah.
And recently with certain things in my personal life, other people have used social media as a tool to try and cause rift between friends of mine, or tailor things to look like they are a certain way when they're not. And it's very insidious. The other day, somebody, it turned out, had looked through my Twitter, had looked through conversations I was having publicly, like you can look through the people's replies, screenshotted it, and sent it to my partner as if to try and get dirt on me. I was just having a very casual conversation about moving apartments and having to find a place for my stuff, and he's like, oh, so he's already moved. Just basically taking aspects of my life. Somebody that I don't interact with on a daily basis, just stalking me, essentially.
This is one of the many reasons, and there are several reasons, but I delete my tweets quite regularly. And the first time I did it, I had, 100,000 tweets or whatever, and it was really hard to delete that many tweets. There's no function in Twitter. I had to pay a service like 20 quid to
I found a website to do it as well,
Well, I had to pay one to do it, and now there's one you can do for free. If there's only like up to about 3,000 tweets, you can use this tweet delete, and it gets rid of them. But I do it. Once I did it, first of all, I felt free. That this stuff, and of course this stuff is out there. If people want to find it, you can find tweets I did 10 years ago. They'll be out there. Someone will find it. But I felt free, and also it's just like cleaning up. It's like cleaning up the kitchen work surfaces at the end of the day, right? So you made a mess cooking and doing the toast, it's crumbling. Give it a little wipe down. That's today finished. We'll start again. We'll make a mess on there again tomorrow. And people think it's weird. People think I've got something to hide. The newspapers don't have a clue how to handle a celebrity deleting their tweets.
You're taking away their reporters' fuel, aren't you?
I think it means I'm nuts.
How are they going to make up stories based off little to no evidence?
Exactly.
How are they going to do that now, Ian?
Alex, I don't know. Alex, thank you for that, man. I appreciate that call. Simon, stay there. We'll come to you after the news. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee and Katherine Boyle on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
What a show!
Debate for the UK.
Pick up your phone and talk radio.
We'll get you talking.
The Sunday Times and Skoda are back with the Alternative Rich List, filled with the year's most inspiring people who've challenged us all to be driven by something different. Join Julia Hartley-Brewer at breakfast as she finds out just what motivates some people to relentlessly follow their dreams, realizing success and a life of fulfillment. Investigate the Sunday Times Alternative Rich List all this week with Julia Hartley-Brewer at breakfast on Talk Radio with Skoda, driven by something different.
What are the best things about working for yourself? Being the boss? Setting your own hours? Every day is bring your dog to work day? Bet you didn't say invoicing. Send customized invoices in a moment with QuickBooks. Know when they've been seen, paid, or are overdue, so you can stay on top of your cash flow and get back to more enjoyable things. QuickBooks, backing you. Available now for up to 50% off your first 6 months. For terms and conditions, visit quickbooks.co.uk.
Right, sandcastle's finished. So, what now? Swimming, crazy golf, tennis, the arcades, the water slides?
All of them.
Ready to join millions of families across the UK and Europe on a Holtz from £15 only with the Sun? Oh yeah! Pick up the Sun and start collecting this Saturday. T's and C's apply.
What do you fancy for dinner?
Well, Great Taste of America's back at McDonald's. There's that New York stack.
What's that?
It's full beef burgers, baby.
Keep talking.
A hell of a lot of slaw, pickles, and bacon, all in the New York-style bagel. You's up for it?
What are we waiting for? Let's get out of here. Great Taste of America is back at McDonald's. Go all out for the classic New York stack. Coleslaw, pickles, and bacon in a sesame seed bagel. Around until Tuesday. Available from 10:30am, subject to availability, participating restaurants only.
One thing we've learned over time, there's always room for improvement. Something we've been working on for over 50 years as the UK's #1 commercial vehicle brand. So we asked you, the customer, what we could do to improve our new Transit range. Your response inspired thousands of ideas, creating a new range with a model to fit any business. Take the new Transit Custom, our most versatile and hard-working model yet, with an advanced optional Sync 3 system, offering voice control features and much more. Discover what the new Transit range can do for your business at Ford.co.uk. Ford. Together, we go further.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio, on the hour news headlines.
With the latest, I'm Serena Farrow. Britain has condemned a series of military strikes launched by Israel on Iranian targets in Syria. It was a reaction to Iranian rocket fire at Israeli military positions in the Golan Heights. Washington correspondent for Iran International, a television channel based in the UK, has been speaking to Talk Radio. Nagar Mortazavi explains the effect the situation may have on Europe.
Any kind of new contract is basically considered illegal from right now. The wind down period is only for companies that already have ongoing contracts with Iran. Now, the problem is the European Union has made a statement that they're going to protect their companies who are doing business with Iran, and they're going to abide by their end of the deal. They're not going to put new sanctions on Iran, which is good news to the Iranians. But then at the same time, how are European companies going to stand up to U.S. sanctions?
Donald Trump will meet the leader of North Korea on June the 12th. The American president confirmed there'll be a summit in Singapore and says it'll be a special moment for world peace. A service took place in London yesterday to remember a 16-year-old boy murdered in an unprovoked attack 10 years ago. It comes after a recent spate of killings in the capital. Talk Radio's Alex Dibble was at St George's Cathedral.
There was a sombre atmosphere throughout the moving service as family and friends remembered Jimmy Mizzen. His mother Margaret told me shootings and stabbings in 2018 make this anniversary even more sad.
If I'm honest, it is painful and it hurts and we can cry, but it's not going to bring Jimmy back, is it? So doing something in his name is much more important to us.
She and her husband now campaign tirelessly for an end to youth violence, but fear society's made little progress in the decades since Jimmy was taken from them.
Finally, Harvey Weinstein's estranged wife
Hey,
says she
oh,
felt humiliated and broken after allegations of his alleged sexual misconduct started to emerge. Georgina Chapman says she never suspected the movie producer. He denies non-consensual sex. Taking a look at the weather, and overnight's going to be dry for many with plenty of clear spells. Frost in parts of the north and west as well. Becoming windy though later on this morning.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have
0344 499 1000. I'm reminded, of course, that we should be playing. Well, I've been thinking about this a lot. Although, as much as I love the title "Hit or Shit," we probably can't get away with doing it on a regular basis. So, Billy Hayes came up with a suggestion: yes or S.
Right.
We can't. We
You
can't.
know, I came up with that last night. I said S word, the S word.
No.
Yeah.
We can't.
Say yes word or the S word. But anyway.
Well, that's different then.
But
Yes
you'll
word.
hear it. You'll hear it when he says it because it's something to do with having testicles makes your voice louder.
I don't know if Billy's got testicles. I wouldn't even assume. Maybe he's had them removed. Maybe he's had ball cancer twice. Oh, suddenly you're not so clever. Now you're mocking a man who's had ball cancer twice and had both his testicles removed. Outrageous.
Billy, can you let us know your ball situation, please?
And we'd have to have a photograph.
No.
Oh, God, yes, we would.
I'll just believe you.
Could be a castrato.
I've heard him sing.
Well. Because as much as I love we can't have a feature where for 5
People
minutes...
scream down the phone.
Shit. Can't. So, all right, the yes word or the S word, okay? We're going to play that a bit later on. A guy called Patrick has sent me a song. Patrick is one of Rainbow George's friends. Met Patrick, when we went to Rainbow George's party.
We heard him perform.
Yeah, I liked him a lot. I had a really nice chat with him. He's an American guy. He's got a British band. And we'll play that. I tell you what, we'll do that after 12:30. And you can phone in straight to air. And you say the S word or the S word. All right? It's such a great feature. I mean, that name, I don't know. We can't say it. We can't do it, can we? We can't. God, if I'm saying we can't, imagine how bad it must actually be.
Just trying to think if there's a clever reach around.
No, I tell you what we do. Tonight we do the yes word or the S word. Tomorrow...
Tune or poo.
Tomorrow you ask our boss.
I'm not asking him. I never see him.
You're the producer. You're the flipping producer.
No, you know and I know what.
Do a little bit of production.
No, you're right.
No, I don't know if I am right.
Yeah,
I would like you...
You're right. No, I don't approve of swearing.
Oh, you're such an...
And you put a post-it note on there that says don't swear. So
you're an arsehole. Good evening, Simon.
Hiya, Ian. Hiya, Kath.
Sorry, you've joined us during a spat. It's a little bit tense here at...
I heard it. Let's hope I can lighten the mood a little bit.
Let's hope so, mate. I really do hope so. There's a lot of pressure on you, buddy. Let's hope you can do this.
First of all, the Mo sweepstake.
The what?
The Mo sweepstake.
Oh, yeah, the Mo sweepstake. Hang on.
We have a winner.
Go on.
Sit, stand, walk on YouTube. Tis or taint.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm not having that. Lane says smash or gash. No. Yes, the Mo sweeps. So when do you think Mo will call in again?
10:01 tomorrow night.
Okay.
But then I think you'll probably keep him on hold until 10:56.
Okay.
So when you've got the news as a good excuse to finish the call at 11.
News as a buffer. Mo was on Twitter early on insisting I read out his tweet on air. Doesn't get it. I've had to time him out on YouTube for being abusive. Doesn't get it. Anyway.
Ian, you're up for a challenge.
Yeah, of course I am, man. Go on.
There's a new challenge that has come to me today.
Yeah.
I know you're not a football fan, but we have no official World Cup song this summer.
Oh, good. Well,
this is a money making opportunity.
Yeah. Okay. You want me to write one?
Yeah, I think so.
What country is it in?
England. It's in Portugal. No, it's not. It's in Russia. What I'm talking about. It's in Russia.
This guy's an idiot. He's not going to get any money from this. And who's all right. Okay.
England's World Cup song. We've had the Lightning Siege. We have,
Yeah, I've got it. I've written it already. It goes like this. It's 2018. We're going to Russia. It's 2018. The football players are going to Russia. Look, there's Gaza and Gary Lineker and Rio Ferdinand too. Kicking a ball, heading a ball, scoring a goal or two. Look out, Russia, we're coming to Russia, it's 2018. Look out, Russia, we're coming to Russia, you know where we've been.
Oh.
Emily Hughes and Bill Beaumont from A Question of Sport. Kicking a football, heading a football. Don't suck. If I stop, I can't do it again.
He's a rugby player.
Save it for the end. Say if I stop, I can't do it. Okay.
Brilliant.
Okay. Emily Hughes and Billy Beaumont from A Question of Sport. Kicking a ball, heading a ball, doing what they thought was right for England. England! 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 All together now! England! 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 Winning the World Cup! 2018, we're going to Russia, going to play football. It's 2018, we're going to Russia, we're going to play football. Italy will beat you. France will beat you. Germany will draw with you. Brazil, we might lose to you. Finland will beat you. Russia will beat you. America will beat you. Cameroon, we beat you. All the other countries, we're going to beat you. We're gonna win the World Cup. The FA Cup, the Premier League, ain't nothing like the World Cup. 2018, we're going to Russia.
If you want to ring in and tell us whether this is a hit or you know what.
2018, we're going to Russia. We're gonna win the World Cup. Wayne Rooney's there, Ray Parlour is there, Dennis Wise is there, Gary Lineker's there, all the football stars are there, kicking the ball, aiming for the goal. Look out, France is getting close to our goal, but David Seaman is there, he saves a goal. In fact, he's so good, he kicked the ball down the other side, bounced it off Lineker's lanky legs, he's got a goal! 2018. 2018.
0344 499 1000.
2018.
Make this stop.
2018. Good.
Brilliant. That
is actually brilliant.
We just need some backing track now.
Did anyone press record and play?
It's a hit.
Catherine sent me a message during that saying it sounds like Nigel.
Ian, did you say you've had a name check tonight on the Eurovision Song Contest?
Did I do what? Who with the what now?
You've had a name check.
Did Scott Mills actually mention me on the Eurovision Song Contest?
The Montenegro singer.
Yeah.
Is a younger you.
I've seen him. But did Scott Mills actually say?
Scott Mills said that I think he read a tweet.
Still in my name now.
Somebody tweeted it in.
I need the audio. I need the audio of this, guys. For my life to be complete, I need the audio of Scott Mills name-checking me on the Eurovision Song Contest semi-finals. This is it. I had Viz calling me a C-word on Twitter yesterday, and now I'm being name-checked in the semi-finals of the Eurovision Song Contest. It doesn't get any better than this.
Well, it does. If name-checked in the final would be better, wouldn't it?
All right, Simon, don't get cocky, mate. Did you get name-checked in the semis?
No.
Thanks for calling. 2018, we're going to Russia, we're gonna win the World Cup. I wouldn't have that much instrumentation, it would be a lot of drums. I'd have, like the Adaman, Bundu drummers, and Gary Glitter, they had 2 drummers. I'd have 3 drummers.
Yeah.
So you get like an extra sound. No, it was drum. I had a but they're all doing exactly the same thing. The bass comes in.
Did you say dump?
The bass.
Well, I was thinking you were going more Tusk.
2018, we're going to Russia, we're gonna win the World Cup. Yeah, you were singing! It's catchy! Oh! Raising your eyebrows! Writing down, you sound like Nigel. Oh, but you could have resisted having a little sing song with me! You joined in! You know why? It's infectious. Contagious. It's contagious, that song. It's contagious. And you couldn't resist it. It's an earworm! And you and I know, I'll get home tonight, I'll be playing Overwatch, and I'll get beep beep. Who's messaging me at 3:30 in the morning? It's Catherine. What does Catherine want? Thanks, mate. I've got that bloody football song stuck in my head now. Yeah, baby! Oh, yeah! Oh, I wish I had big foam hands now, because they'd be right in your face.
Your hands are big enough, and if they come any closer, I will bite them.
Oh, yeah! Have you ever written a football hit? I have. 0344 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
The last 10 minutes is exactly why so many people hate this
Talk Radio. We'll get you talking. Rich List Profiles on Talk Radio with the Sunday Times Rich List, the definitive guide to the UK's 1,000 richest people. It all starts in this week's Sunday Times. Case study.
Ed Sheeran, aged just 27, this flamehead hit machine from Framlingham, Suffolk, was the world's best-selling recording artist of 2017. Sheeran's third studio album, Divide, released in March of last year, debuted at #1 in the UK, the US, and many other major markets. The album produced 10 top 10 entries on the UK singles chart, including the monster hits Perfect, Castle on the Hill, and Shape of You, the latter breaking the record for the most streams of a track, 10 million. Sheeran's Divide tour grossed over $57 million last year, and he's back on the road again this month with another globe-trotting concert tour.
Rich List Profiles on Talk
I ran out of
Sunday Times
football players.
The definitive guide to
Well,
the UK's super rich.
It's Ray Powell
It
still
starts in
alive.
this week's Sunday Times. Pick up a copy this Sunday.
Hello, sir. So you're interested in our Vivaro van with up to 4 years warranty? Exactly. Plus up to 4 years servicing. Right again. And 4 years, 0% APR finance with Vauxhall Help to Buy. Really? Search Vauxhall Vivaro. Vauxhall. British brand since 1903. Conditional sale. 4 years 0% APR. Minimum 18% deposit plus VAT at 20% on total price. Financed by Vauxhall Finance subject to status. Plus business.
Luke Haynes has replied, we are recording this!
Hello, it's me, Dracula. Relax, I don't bite much. Unlike the cost of some broadband plans. That's why I switched to
Luke's
Sky
involved.
Broadband Unlimited. It's monstrously good value. Just £18 a month for 12 months, including line rental, plus a $9.95 setup fee for new and existing Sky TV customers. It's totally unlimited, and they'll never slow you down. Well, you don't want anything to stop the flow when you're screaming. Sorry, streaming, do you? Search Sky Broadband. Offer ends soon. Sky. Believe in better. Sky Network Carriers and new broadband customers only. 12-month contract. Further terms apply. Unmissable late-night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
Luke Haynes, international pop star, rock star, auteur. That's the name of the band, and you could also describe it as an auteur as well. He wants in on this track. He's just sent me.
Smell the pounds.
And I would cut a very, very lightning seed to my Badil Skinner. Who was the lightning seed? What was his name?
Oh, I don't.
He looked like David Baddiel. Joey Lyman. Tommy Delaware. What was the name of the lightning seed? Ian Brody. That was
Tommy
it.
Delaware.
I just had to say names and it would come out, and it worked. My technique for remembering a name worked. Yours to sit there and go, I don't know, it didn't work.
Don't.
So he wants to be.
Know it.
He wants to be Ian Brody to my Badil and Skinner, and I'm up for that. I am up for that, Luke. Let's make this happen. You haven't had a hit for let's be honest, it's not beat around the bush, for about 20 years, mate. And I think my time is right. I'm happy to let you hitch your wagon to my train. And that's the kind of guy I am. Good evening, Sally.
Hello, how is everyone?
He's just sent me another tweet, and it says, I'm effing serious, dude. I'm going to be on top of the pops. No, DJ Dan's history. This guy's Luke has actually been on top of the pops. He's old school.
Oh, very good.
You don't sound impressed, Sally, and shame on you.
She heard that. I mean, it was the demo.
Hey.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
It's stuck in my head, though.
Here's the thing. I wrote that song 15 years ago, right? without knowing the world. It just came. I woke up one day, it's 15 years ago, I was about 20 years old, and I just had this song, and it's bubbling around. I woke up and I was just thought, I've got a song, I've got to write it down. And I was going around to people saying, have you heard this before? Because it felt too easy. And I didn't have all the lyrics. I just took scrambled eggs and put in there and all of that. But then over time, the lyrics came. I didn't know 20 years ago the World Cup was going to be in Russia in 2018. No. I didn't know all those football players that I mentioned and the rugby player.
And Bill Bowman.
I didn't know those people were going to be there. I didn't know the nationalities of the teams that were going to be there and that we were going to beat. So it has to happen. This is
Kismet.
My songs are like children. You raise them, you give birth to them, you raise them, you nurture them, you feed them, you tolerate them, then you let them out into the wild, and
everyone else has to deal with it.
You see them going off and living their own lives, and it's hard being a parent. By parent I mean songwriter, but it's what I was born to do. It's what I was born to do.
Spawning songs.
Anyway, Sally, sorry, I'm getting a little bit emotional there,
That's all right.
The muse has been stimulated.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yes.
Right, talking about technology and social media and that.
Media?
Media.
You said media.
Yes, I know, sorry. Do you remember that documentary, Catfish?
Yeah, it was fake, wasn't it?
No. Well, apparently it wasn't. I don't know.
Well, hang on a minute. If I go apparently it was, where does that leave us? This is the guy who was getting chatted up by a horny young lady on the internet, and then he went and met her, and it was an old woman.
Yeah.
No.
Well, they made it into a TV show.
Okay.
And I've quite become obsessed with it. It's absolutely fascinating about what people can do. It's a bit like Cheaters at Catfish.
Oh.
It's really good, and it's just amazing what these people can do, and it's quite scary.
Yeah.
Because I met my last 3 relationships online or on the telephone, and I just thought it'd be a show you might be interested in. It's because you were interested in Cheaters.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like people getting revenge on other people, family members catfishing their own cousins.
Oh, right. So someone would have pissed someone off. So person A is annoyed with person B. So person A goes online pretending to be a hot young man or hot young woman just to wind up person B.
Yeah, there was this one woman who'd done it to her cousin, pretending to be a bloke for 3 years. Even they were speaking on the phone and she was dropping her voice.
Yeah.
And she was doing it all because he called her fat once.
There was a great story in the papers a few years ago about an older woman. I think she lived in Wales. And she was pretending to be a hunky young doctor. And a handful, I say a handful, I seem to remember about 4 or 5 women being interviewed in the story, but it may have been more, of young women had fallen in love with this hunky doctor and had totally bought into it. And of course, never met, and then the relationship was ended, or whatever. And it was all traced back to this woman living in Wales, very bitter, lonely, angry woman in Wales.
I mean, some of these people were sending them money. I mean, one was even giving them their bank details. And things like that. They get so sort of emotional and falling in love and everything that they do really stupid things.
But so I don't understand how the TV show works. How do they know this is happening?
Well, what they do is, say you've met someone online and you are suspicious of them.
You phone
get
up.
in touch with the show.
Right.
You email the show and they take the details and everything, and then they go and visit and they take some more details.
And they rely very heavily on Google reverse image searches.
Yeah, and telephone. You can get any telephone number for any place in the world. You know, you can say that you're living in Florida when really you're living in England.
But when you watch it a while, there are telltale signs like, we've been talking for 3 years and he's talking about marrying me, but his phone never works. We can't do video chats.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, I've met my last 3 relationships either on the phone or online. And there was never this sort of technology back then to do that sort of thing. So it was all sort of, but luckily for me it all worked out. But it's just really scary to think that, you can do this. There was one where the catfish had got in touch with the person that they were imitating and pretended that they were being catfished, and if that person could send them a picture holding up a piece of paper, you know, saying who they were and everything, and then they were using that picture to doctor to send to the ones that they were catfishing. If that makes sense.
It does kind of make sense. I'm not going to watch this show.
Oh, it's so good.
No, I just no. But I'm not, because I just know that the film was faked, a lot of it, and so I wonder. It's the same guys, isn't it, that were in the film?
It is the same guys, but it is. I mean, I can imagine whether it's faked or not.
I found out that the stabbing episode of Cheaters is probably fake.
The cheats.
Yeah, and that because I did a lot of research on Cheaters, and that episode is probably fake.
Yeah.
Because there are no records of emergency services being called, and the ambulance that
Oh.
turned up was actually a private ambulance that you can hire. There's loads of things like that.
Yeah.
And there have been stories of some of the people in Cheaters coming out as actors being paid.
And it also transpires that cheating isn't a crime.
Yeah, it's not illegal. It's not against the law.
I mean, it's naughty, but it's not a crime.
Did you watch the wedding episode?
No, of Cheaters.
Oh, that was. I mean, if they were acting, they were really good actors.
Oh, I love Cheaters, and I bought a DVD of it for 89p, but it was only 90 minutes worth of cheating on there. It wasn't. I thought it was going to be like 5 episodes or something. It's 90 minutes. 89p. That works out about 0.75 pence a minute, which actually isn't bad odds for.
And you did get to see boobs.
Yeah, and it was uncut, so the boobs weren't pixelated, and the F words weren't bleeped.
Yeah.
It's great. Actually, I wonder if I can buy some more Cheaters. That's what I'm going to do.
But it's a really good show. It's a lot like Cheaters, but, you know, if there's an episode on there, just give it a go. It's really good.
Hey, hang on a minute. You've just reminded. We've still got loads of Naked and Afraid. I've still got a box set of Nakeds and Afraids to watch.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I haven't watched that yet. I should get into it.
It's so good.
Cheaters. Oh, the box sets for Cheaters are quite expensive. Well, it's my birthday coming up, guys. Thanks very much, Sally.
Bye.
Tatty bye. Let's go to Chris. Good evening, Chris.
Me?
Is your name Chris?
Yes, it is. I didn't know, but lots of people are called Chris.
That's true, but it's you. Any chance you could pick the phone up with your hands?
Yes, I've done it now. I've done it.
Thank you.
Nice to speak to you again, Ian.
Must be.
Hey, listen.
Okay.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
You know you're talking about Adam and the Ants?
Yes.
I love Adam and the Ants.
I've introduced Adam Ant on stage.
Have you?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Adam Ant.
Oh.
It's true. I've done it.
Oh, well, hats off to you. I love Adam and the Ants.
Yep.
Can you name 3 of their albums?
Dirk Wears White Socks.
Yes.
Kings of the Wild Frontier.
Get in.
And Adam and the Ant's Greatest Hits. I was trying to think, there's one before Dirk Wears White Socks that's really rare and isn't actually that good, but it's really rare and collectible, but I can't think what it's called.
I thought Dirk Wears White Socks was the first one.
No, I think there was one before that was like, let me look. There was one before that he put out on like his own label or something. Hang on, let's look at the Adam and the Ant's discography. Well, maybe it was Dirk Wears White Socks. Okay, fine, yeah.
I think Prince Charming.
Prince Charming, yeah. Prince Charming is the best Adam and the Ant song, of course, is You Don't Drink, Don't Smoke. What do? You don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do?
Subtle innuendo follows.
Something inside.
Goody two shoes.
Yeah.
I had a 7-inch on vinyl.
Okay, everyone's making their own jokes. Well done.
That was a joke.
Okay, right. Yep, because people would say 7-inch and you think penis. Okay, no, it's record. Okay, yep. No, mine's only 6. I mentioned Toy Story's looking now. Okay. And I shade. Okay, well that's great, Chris. Thank you so much for calling.
No, listen.
Okay, well I have been, and so far it's been utter bollocks, but okay.
On the other side of 7-inch Prince Charming song is a song called
Beat My Guest
Okay.
by Adam and the Ants.
That's great. Thank you very much. The
By
B-side
Adam and the Ants. Fancy.
on the B-side of the song by Adam and the Ants. Wow. Hey, 03444991000 is the phone number. When we come back from the break, we're going to play Hit or Shit, but we don't call it that anymore because we probably can't. So we're going to call it the yes word or the...
Tis or taint.
No, we're not. I don't like that. We're going to call it the yes word or the S word. So I'm going to play a song. I'll explain it after this. Grow up.
Across the UK, online and on DAB, the Independent Republic of Mike Graham on Talk Radio.
Blasted rhetoric from the Banana Republic for people who think capital punishment isn't going nearly far enough.
Join me, the Reverend Mike Graham. Revolutionary, rebellious, rebuilt, rebranded.
Dangerous mid-morning debate with the Graham Dictator.
The Independent Republic of Mike Graham.
This morning from 10
We're
on
going to do it,
Talk Radio.
We're going to do it.
The late night alternative
I like that.
with Iain Lee.
What a nice guy.
Talk Radio.
So, this is the way it works. We're going to play a song that has been sent in to us, and you phone up. Calls will go straight to there for the next 3 or 4 minutes. I've not heard this song, so I genuinely don't know. Calls go straight to air, and you simply phone up, and you pass a little critique on it, and you can just be as brief as say the yes. You can just say yes, or you can say the S word, or you can do a little bit more if you want.
Say yes or S.
Yes, there we go. So you can say those things, or you can say a little bit more, and at the end we tally up the votes, and then we break someone's dreams. So 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let me just get this song. This is from Patrick, who we met at Rainbow George's event. He's a gentleman from the United States of A. And he's got a band, and this is their song, 0344 499 1000.
I am the Midnight Fox, and I'm walking alone.
Right, hang on a minute.
He said fox.
He said fox, did he? Jeez.
Start it again.
He said fox.
Can I ring?
He said fox, and my heart stopped. I've really got to pay attention because I just okay. He said fox, guys. He said fox. Let's try again. Right, here we go. 0344 499 1000.
I am the Midnight Fox, and I'm walking alone, hanging around your blocks under cover of night. My eyes do shine under Brixton light. One look, shake my tail.
Hello, caller. Yes word or S word?
Yes, it's a very funky rhythm.
So are you saying a yes?
Yes.
Thank you, caller.
Eyes they shine under Brixton light. I am the Midnight Fox, and I'm walking.
Hello, caller. Yes word or S word?
Hello.
Yes, the S word or the S word?
I don't really know. It's kind of odd. S.
Thank you for S. Okay. 0344 499 1000.
Way home, feeling alright. Same old Acre nights, getting on down in this party town, singing songs upon a star cloud on the street, making my way home, feeling alright. Same old Acre nights.
0344 499 1000.
Singing songs upon a star cloud on my street home, feeling alright.
Hello, caller.
What is this? It's also S word.
Okay, thank you very much, caller. Hello, caller.
It's a taint.
Thank you very much indeed. We're not calling it that. We're not calling it taint. Let's try and get it's the S word or the S word. 0344 499 1000. Let's go to line 1. Line 1, what do you think?
It's fox shit.
Okay, fox. Okay, that's disrespectful.
My eyes do shine under Brixton light.
0344 499 1000.
Moving on, catch a light in my eyes, then I'm gone. I am the Midnight Fox, and I'm
Hello, caller. What do you think?
shite.
Okay, thank you again. We've really got to stop using the bad language on this, please. Otherwise we'll get in terrible trouble. Let's try line 3. Line 3, what do you think?
Fuck shite.
Okay, right, thank you very much. I had to dump that. Okay, guys. This feature only works if you don't phone up and use...
Don't spoil it for everyone else.
Don't spoil it for everyone else. That was Patrick Lyons from, I think his group is called Bluegrass. The song is Acre Lane Nights. And he sent this in to find out if this is a hit or shit. But it's shit, Patrick. Thank you. If you want to send a song in... Well, I enjoyed it personally. I liked it.
People have spoken.
I've got to go with the consensus. It's not up to me. I liked it. I did. I had a heart attack every time he said Fox. But I enjoyed it. Patrick, but it's not up to me. It is up to the people. If you are brave, and you've got to be brave. And by the way, some of you, I noticed, have sent me other people's songs, right? That's a little bit sneaky, right? If you do it with permission, okay? Don't go, I've got a mate who's in a rubbish band, ever listen to this? Or maybe we'll do that, I don't know. But if you can take a pasting, and you want your song heard on national radio. I say national, it's only on DAB and online.
Semi-national.
It's not proper radio. It's not like FM or media wave, my mum can't get this radio station, so that is not, it's like being on Channel 5. It doesn't really count. You're on the telly, but not really. Then send it to me, Iain@IainLee.com, and you'll probably be torn to pieces by a bunch of
Philistines,
unemployed stoners. That's probably what's going to happen. Yeah. 03444991000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You'd be very, very welcome. Let's go to Loring. Good evening, Loring.
Hiya.
How you doing?
Hey, I like that song. It was kind of like Waterloo Sunset of the Kinks mixed with like Wesley Willis.
Wow, there's a musical sandwich. I was wondering where you were going, but yes, the Kinks' Waterloo Sunset plus Wesley Willis equals that song we've just heard. And if you don't know who Wesley Willis is, A, you've not been listening to this show long enough. B, go on YouTube. Type in Batman whopped my ass. I whopped Batman's ass, that's it. Lauren, where are you?
I'm in the U.S.
Where are you? In Phoenix?
Yes.
There we go. This guy's actually in Phoenix, Arizona. Isn't that amazing? Genuinely, I'm always amazed that people can listen to us around the world and they can phone us up around the world. That's incredible.
Yes, there are huge pockets of this country that can't hear us, but you can hear us over there.
By the way, here's the thing, Lauren. I really want me and Katherine to get a job on American radio, right? And last week, I went through all of the speech radio stations based in New York. It's about 60 or 70 of them, and I emailed all of them. And this is about 2 weeks ago. And today, I still haven't had any replies from any of them.
Oh, you need an agent. You need someone over here to help you with that. That's But the problem is, they're going to start with overnights. But there's a guy in Phoenix who started doing mornings. He was over on Absolute. His name's Ian Canfield.
Oh yeah, I know Ian. Yeah.
Yeah, you know Ian. Okay, so he's in Phoenix. He's in the market here. He does midday now, but they did have him do the mornings. Ian
Canfield works. Ian Canfield works in Phoenix on the radio. What the hell is going on with this world? Ian Canfield, right? I used to work with Ian Canfield at XFM. He used to do the rock show. He would bring in.
Yeah, XFM. That was it.
He would bring in his own, sort of mixer that he would plug the microphone into. Big thing. Then would plug it into the output to make his voice deeper.
Oh.
It was incredible bit of kit. And sorry?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. My doorbell's ringing here.
Okay, you go and get it. Actually, it was Ian Canfield.
I got it. Yeah, Ian Canfield. He's, he does a podcast, and not that I want to promote him too much, but...
No, he's a nice guy. Promote him.
Yeah, he is. But, I mean, what it does is it gives you hope. If he can get into America radio, there's no reason you can't, I just stumbled upon a program you did about the Vox amplifiers.
Oh, yeah.
With and this is back, and you're like standing there with your drooling while Brian May is ripping through his.
And I'm not a massive fan of. I'm not a massive fan of Queen, but yes, I went to Brian May's garage where he got out his famous guitar and was doing some riffs and noodling about. And I said, "What happens if you flick that switch? What is that?" He goes, "Oh, that's the Bo Rap sound." And he started playing the guitar solo from Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm not a massive fan of Queen, right? But to be stood next to him as he's playing it, you see 15-year-old me light up and look at the camera as if to go, "This is actually incredible." It was a thrill. It was a thrill.
Oh, your face melted off while it was doing
man,
it. It was
totally.
And to be in that room at the same time. But anyway, it shows you got range. We can do whatever we can to get you on station. But what you should do is try to get a syndicated program.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's where the money is.
Markets. Yeah. Oh, that's the money for sure. Is syndicated.
Are you?
There's like.
Are you saying,
2
Lauren?
million breakfasts with the Beatles. Why can't you do like middays with the Monkees?
There we go. Are you saying that you're an agent and you can get me work? Is that what you're saying?
I've done that in the past. I don't know why I can't do it now, but I think it's worth a shot.
Dude!
If you're ready.
Me and Kath are ready. And here's the thing. Can I just say this? To make it clear? If you can get me a job there, and I need to, I will ditch Katherine like that. It's at the moment it's me and her. But if she needs to be jettisoned, honestly, don't think I'm going to have an awkward conversation with him. Honestly, I'll do it. I will do it.
And also, absolutely likewise. So, if you want me to get rid of the old fella, I can definitely do that.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Nearly got rid of my old fella the other night when I had a shave.
Well, we have to work on a few things, but
I know what you're saying, mate.
Like Ian's speech,
like her silly accent.
And then she can work you in somehow,
Okay, mate. All right, now you're going to get a bunch of fives.
No, but seriously,
yes.
The radio is so mixed up right now in the U.S. because it's all just a few corporate groups own all the stations now.
Yes.
Let's get really short. But the talk side of things, I don't know. What do you want to do? You want to talk, or do you just want to announce?
Here's the dream. The dream is to do this show in America. Because I know it would take a while for it to catch on, but I know we would blow Americans' minds. And imagine Americans constantly phoning up and just belittling them. So that would be the dream. That's the dream, is to do this show in America. And here's the thing: we don't even need to come to America. We have the technology to do it at home.
No. There's no reason to. I mean, actually, because it's only in the afternoon here and early evening.
Yeah.
So you'd still be late night. But the other side. There was a show in L.A. about 10 years ago. It went on for a long time, but he finally retired. But it was Phil Hendry. And the Phil Hendry show is a lot like how your show is.
Yeah, I'm aware of Phil Hendry. I've deliberately not listened to a lot of Phil Hendry because I didn't want to get accused of nicking his stuff. But I know that I think Nick Abbott was always raving about Phil Hendry.
Yeah, but a lot of the times it was, it was people calling in that were in on it, or he was, it was him doing multiple voices, or he was, he had other actors calling in to do these. So you'd have real people calling in quotes. And then the actors kind of fighting with you. But the great thing about your show is I know for a fact that everyone who calls in is real.
We have never used. You're actually right. We have never used actors ever. And I say this. I swear on my father's grave, we have never used actors as callers on this show ever.
No, you're too cheap to pay them, so it wouldn't. It wouldn't work.
Well, Lauren, listen, man. Seriously, if you can sort it out, I'm in. I'd love to. So this is a deal. This is a hang on. This is a handshake.
Sure, a virtual handshake.
All right, fine. We're in
with the two of you to get. Yeah, and you have your podcast going, right?
We've got the rabbit hole. We can sell. I'm happy to sell that. I'm happy to edit out all of Catherine's bits.
No,
that's a genuine peed-off look there from you.
I think we need more Catherine.
Wow, I do as well.
More Catherine.
I think she needs to wear shorter skirts and tighter tops.
For the radio?
Yeah.
You sure that will get us more listeners?
Who was it who suggested that?
Sounds crazy, but it might just work. Somebody
do you think you have more listeners though since Periscope and YouTube?
Yeah, definitely
live.
Definitely, but we have it doesn't. They don't count as the official figures. But yeah, we got thousands more because of that.
that's the tough part. I mean, that's how you got to get in with the sales guys and say, this is affecting. You're not going to listen on the radio. You're just going to stream it. So it messes up the book. But I think it's good stuff. We're getting a little too technical here for.
Loring, send me an email. You have our permission to talk to radio stations and get us paid work, and we'll talk out percentages, standard percentages, 10%.
Okay, and we'll talk Davy Jones too.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you, Loring. I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks for calling.
All right.
Ta-ta.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good
There we
night.
go. Did we just use the last 15 minutes of this show to try and get a job on another radio station?
We might have,
Hey.
yeah.
Don't worry, Danny won't be listening. 03444991000. Last 15 minutes of the show before Paul Ross comes in. This is the late night alternative with her and him on Talk Radio.
Across the UK, online and on DAB.
A new kind of talk radio. We'll get you talking.
The Sunday Times and Skoda are back with the alternative rich list, filled with the year's most inspiring people who challenge us all to be driven by something different. Join Julia Harvey Brewer at breakfast as she finds out just what motivates some people to relentlessly follow their dreams, realising success and a life of fulfilment. Investigate the Sunday Times alternative rich list all this week with Julia Harvey Brewer at breakfast on Talk Radio with Skoda, driven by something different.
Cast your mind back and think. Were you ever contacted out of the blue for a pension review? Were you advised to move your work or personal pension into a SIP, self-invested personal pension?
Yes, I was.
You could be due thousands if you were missold. Money Redress are trusted claim specialists in pension and investment mis-selling. They'll manage the whole claim for you on a no payout, no fee basis, so you can't lose. Text WIN to 85077.
Ella's one-handed stir-fry.
My friends used to say, when you have your first kid, you always have your hands full. I had triplets, so I've had to learn to do everything one-handed. I have mastered the stir-fry. I take fresh veg, pork marinated in hoisin, and noodles, then stir it all into a wok. It's delicious enough to have again and again, and simple enough to do while I'm playing peekaboo.
Give your pork stir-fry extra zing with our hoisin and ginger marinade. Food Love Stories, brought to you by Tesco.
Upgrade to a Peugeot professional van with aircon, Bluetooth and rear parking sensors all fitted as standard. Plus, there's never been a better time to do it. With 0% APR available over 2 years, including nil deposit on selected models during the Peugeot May van event. Get down to your local Peugeot dealer to find out more. Peugeot Motor Company is a credit broker and not a lender. We will introduce you to PSA Finance UK Limited. Terms, conditions and eligibility criteria apply.
Greetings, Earthlings. We come in peace. We wish to communicate with your leader.
I'm Howard Hughes. Join me this Sunday night from 10 for a trip into the outer limits.
Untwist the lid on Talk Radio's specimen jar of the psychic, the supernatural, and the simply unexplained.
The Unexplained with Howard Hughes. Sunday night from 10. Earth time on Talk Radio.
Likes him.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Yes, Alistair?
Hello?
No good will come of this.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing better than you are, mate. Listen, give us a call when you're sober, buddy.
No, I just want to say one thing.
I don't know if I want to hear it when you're like this.
Well, how do you know how I am? I've not spoken to you for an hour or so.
Yeah, you're slurring your words, mate. You were drunk then, you're even drunker now, and it's doing you no good. Give us a call tomorrow when you've sobered up a bit, all right?
Yeah, but how are you? How were you when you were in trouble?
That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair to play that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's not fair.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Take care of yourself. Got to be careful about laying stuff on other people. You've got to be very careful about laying stuff on other people. And here's the thing, other people. If people lay stuff on you that makes you feel very uncomfortable, or makes you feel put upon, or makes you feel used, or just makes you feel not right, you're allowed to say, boundaries is what you're allowed to say, actually, that's unfair and I'm walking away from this. You're allowed to do that. And people might think that was harsh there and that was mean. But he's steaming. I don't like talking to drunk people anyway. Drunk people, and I really don't like talking to drunk people. And no one has the right to say to you, you know, to imply that their suicide is going to be on you, or the reason they are drunk is because of you, or that I need you to do this for me. If you're comfortable with people, you know, saying that, then it's fine. But no one has the right to do that to you, and you're allowed to go, actually, stop there. I'm out of here. Thank you very much. Maybe we'll speak when you're sober. And even if you don't want to speak when they're sober, you don't have to. You know, it's fine. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give me a call. You're very welcome to. Hang on a minute. I think we've got the audio of. This is from the Eurovision. Let's get this. This is from the Eurovision earlier tonight. Hang on.
On to Montenegro. Does look like Iain Lee. Younger version. Katherine says that. Good spot.
Sorry, Katherine?
Not me, nothing to do with me.
What?
I wasn't watching it.
What? Let's have a little look. It does look a bit like. It does look like younger me. Oh, fine, we got that.
Wogan used to do that, didn't he?
What, say that I look like Montenegro?
No, he used to compare you used to say, oh, look, that guy looks like...
Are we allowed to call it Montenegro anymore? Surely it's Monty M-word. Come up with a witty slogan and you're often on to a winner. I tell you what I hate the most in the world. More than I hate diseases, more than I hate racial injustice, more than I hate sex crimes, is witty signs outside pubs and cafes. Or on the underground. Quite often the underground will have these whiteboards. Circle Line is delayed a little bit today, and Piccadilly's fine, but Victoria might be troublesome. Right? That's what it's for.
Yeah.
But more and more you'll get these people that think they're clever writing massive long tracts of wisdom.
Be kind to everyone, you don't know what they're dealing with, all that balls.
Here's one from on the London Underground. So they've written this Daily Mail have collected loads of signs and stuff. So here's one. Quote of the day. It's on this London Underground. It's a quote by Ron White. I believe that if life gives you lemons, you should make lemonade. And try to find somebody whose life has given them vodka and have a party. Here's another one on the London Underground. Don't get your knickers in a twist. Nothing is solved and it just makes you walk funny. I hate funny.
Have they bought like a job lot of hilarious fridge magnets?
Here's one outside.
Copying them out.
Here's one outside a pub. I'm pretty sure God created only 6 days. Monday was created by Satan.
So true.
This is a stupid one. There's a sign on a cafe tip jar. Every time you tip, God saves a kitten. They spelled kitten wrong.
They spelled it kiten.
Well, they've either done. Well, I think they've done two T's very, very close together. Very close together. No matter how could we hear Paul Ross through the soundproof doors?
It's the sound of
we
power.
We can come in. We can hear you through
from the diaphragm, darlings.
I was thinking, is my computer on? I can hear Paul Ross through the soundproof doors.
No, I was saying I like to be invited in, then I can pretend I'm like the vampire from the Lost Boys. That's how
it works. One of the scariest things I ever saw, and of course it wouldn't stand up now. As a kid, I saw it. Was the 2-part, not the edited movie version, the 2-part.
Oh, Salem's Lot.
Salem's Lot.
Isn't that a belter? When the body sits up in the grave.
Yeah.
Whoa!
And there's what? Isn't there a bit?
David Soul's in it.
David Soul's in it. And isn't there a bit where one of the vampires just comes up to a bedroom window? And I must have seen that. They edited it down into a movie that didn't work as well. I must have seen that. I was no older than 10.
Yeah.
I was proper scary.
I'm probably 10, 15 years older. It scared me when I saw it in the 70s. It's a really... Also, they took the time with it, didn't they? They laid it out.
Oh, it was great. Really slow, beautiful thing. Hello, Paul Ross.
Good morning, guys.
You're right.
I've only got one bit of wisdom for you from the great Friedrich Wilhelm Nietzsche.
Here we go.
Who once wrote, life is lived forwards but understood backwards.
There we go.
That's great, though, isn't
There
it?
we
Don't
go.
mess with the Nietzsche.
There we go.
He also said there is no illness, there's only failure of the will, but he died screaming with syphilis. So he didn't think that one through, did he, poor old Friday?
Syphilis drives you mad.
It was general paralysis of the insane.
It's like little worms in the brain.
For 11 years he was confined to his bed.
Wow.
And his sister was an anti-Semite. Nietzsche wasn't, and she went with her mad husband Bernard Forster to start an anti-Semitic colony in Paraguay, and he broke with her. And there's a great book on it called Beyond Fatherland. Anyway, when he was proper poorly, she took him over, made him kind of grew him a beard, and every night for 11 years he cried when the sun went down. He didn't think it would come back up. Isn't that tragic? For 11 years in his bed.
She took him to live in an anti-Semitic
she wanted the husband to found an anti-Semitic husband.
Right.
Nietzsche broke with her.
Right.
And then, but people sometimes, because it's, the Nazis read some of the titles of Nietzsche's books, they tried to kind of claim him like beyond good and evil. Whereas what he actually wrote was, that which is done out of love exists beyond good and evil.
Right,
It's very different.
This is the thing, I'm often worried my words are going to be twisted by Nazis into, because
But that's why you've got your scribe in the corner, your amanuensis.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't allow...
He's a good lad.
And also over in that corner we've got the courtroom artist.
And you've got your periscope on.
There we go, we've got everything. What's in your show tonight, Paul
On
Ross?
the show tonight, I'm really looking forward to this. An absolutely remarkable sounding woman joins us. She's got a TV show out on Sunday night called Neanderthals. Park that, even though Andy Serkis is with it, recreating what Neanderthals are actually like.
Yeah.
They stick a Neanderthal in a suit on a tube to see if people spot the difference.
Wow.
But she's a paleoanthropologist. She's been to some of the most dangerous parts of the world looking for evidence of early human life and pre-human life. She's been to, recently she was in the Yemen. I mean, super scary places. She's a remarkable sounding woman, and she's also, bizarrely, a stand-up comedian who's done Edinburgh 3 times, who my brother Miles has seen. When I mentioned today, I was interviewing this week, he said, "Oh, I think I saw her doing stand-up."
What's her name?
Ella Al-Shamahi.
Yeah, that rings a bell, actually.
And she's got the replica of a 70,000-year-old spear, which proves that Neanderthals would hunt in packs.
Catherine laughs at this, Paul, but my theory is that we lived on Mars millions of years ago, and there was a great war or a natural disaster.
Does he know we're still on air?
And that we,
Just nod and smile.
that like millions of years ago, we all came, some of us,
Are you, Kath? You getting on all right?
some people escaped from Mars and came and lived here.
Isn't this what L. Ron Hubbard believes? Do I know very into that? We'll come from space or something.
Could you ask this lady? You two can laugh, right? But when this is...
I'm not laughing.
When this is proved right, ask her about that, and I bet she'll go, "Oh, it's interesting that." Yeah.
Okay, I might not make that the opening question, but I'll certainly put it to her.
Oh, Paul, you disappoint me. I thought you'd be more open-minded than her.
Well, I love the notion of it, and they've got that Mars Voyager heading there now, which is going to drill 6 feet into the soil of Mars, like to find if there is water down there.
There was a fella on Howard Hughes, remember, who said they won't show you what they find on Mars, because I've seen pictures from NASA where they found a toaster on Mars. Toaster! And I think he also said a remote control.
Oh.
You got 20 seconds. Anything else you're going to sell us?
We're also chugging into space. We're going through the weekend's TV. Some great stuff on the box for us, which is kind of counterintuitive, but we do it every single Friday. And also we're wrapping up the week's politics, and we now know the date when the next bromance continues between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un. It's the 12th of June, so we're analysing that.
Something to look forward to, Paul. Thank you very much indeed. Dear listener, thank you, Catherine. Thank you very much. We should probably have words after the show just about attitude and tone and... Okay, thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Sam. Don't forget, go and download the podcast. Paul Ross is up next. We'll be back tonight at 10. Until then, from us, ta-ta!
Talk Radio. We've got entertainment, and we're not afraid to use it. Talk Radio. Countdown to Brexit on Talk Radio with The Times. Know your times. The clock is ticking as the UK prepares to officially leave the European Union. Listen to the No Nonsense Breakfast with Julia Harley-Brewer this morning from 6:30, when she'll be joined by Times journalists to discuss the latest Brexit developments. Don't just be informed, be well informed with debate, analysis and opinion from right across the political spectrum. Countdown to Brexit with Julia Harley-Brewer, weekday mornings from 6:30 on Talk Radio with The Times.
Hello, sir. Can I interest you in a new Vauxhall Lumen Vast European Engineering? Exactly. And feel free to explore
Connectivity for mobile. Talk Radio with The Times.